like that.
We're live.
Oh, all right. Let me talk about transferring money.
Sick.
Oh, it works via phone number. That's right. I had to type in.
Oh, I have a phone number.
I had to type in his phone number to confirm like who it was.
That's. Oh, the freak off. Here we are.
So, if I were to type in his name, like you could potentially find how many
Hundreds of them.
So I typed in his phone number.
So what bank?
Any bank.
Any bank has it? All
Any
right.
bank has it. Yeah.
Scott Averone, what's going on? There's my man Nick. What's up, Nick?
Your brother was one who told me about it.
Really?
Yeah, he was paying a babysitter or something via it or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nick Pozar in there.
I can't keep up with these like paying apps, you know. I've had PayPal since the Vortex days.
What's up?
PayPal. What else is there?
I have Venmo and
There's, like, the
PayPal.
Cash App.
Cash App is like strictly for drug transactions.
100%
dude.
for drugs.
Mr. DJ, what up? Carman Cam.
What else is there? There's another one too. I'm drawing a blank on.
Sup? I don't know. Pop Money? That might be a Polish one. Pop Money?
It doesn't sound real.
Yeah, it's also.
Oh, wait, we're good. Pop money.
I thought that was
Pop
one.
smoke.
Pop Smoke. What app is that?
Are you looking for an app? What are you looking for?
Yeah, I saved the Wi-Fi password.
Oh, who needs it?
Garrett.
Oh, it's,
all right,
it's
come
got
here.
discontinued.
I can't even remember when I don't even know if I have that app.
Garrett, here you go.
It's not free either. You just choose a payment method once you get in.
Whichever one works best for you.
We accept
There it is.
Zelle.
It's on key. What is the hell is Zelle? I've never even heard of it.
Dude,
Apparently, it's your bank transfer.
Yeah,
bank
it
to
is.
bank.
It's direct bank transfer, so
okay, money management.
I didn't need to download anything else, which is a big plus for me.
This thing
Yes.
doesn't have any option for that for me. Oh, move money. Pay a person. What are we looking at?
What bank?
Navigant.
Oh,
Sign up
go.
online.
1, 2.
I
There
don't
we
know.
go.
You're already in too deep.
I'm going through it.
You're already there.
I'm signing up. Phil in the house.
What
Ed
up? What
Pudman,
up?
What up?
Cheers,
Matt
Phil.
Wood. Love to see it.
Yo.
Chessie's
How are
Harness,
your
what up?
headphones? Good.
My headphones are good.
Okay. There.
How close do I need to be?
About a
Right
fist.
on. Yeah. Yeah.
Testicles 1, 2.
Perfect.
About a fist, yeah.
It just says it's my bank. No
It's just-
Zelle.
Damn. Why don't you give it a shot? Transfer me some with some cash. We'll see.
See if it works.
We'll see how it works.
Yeah, I'm
I
working
don't know.
on it.
Apparently not.
Pay a bitch.
There we
That's
go.
what it says. Kenna, what up? Two-step. I'm getting two-stepped right now.
Oh boy. Don't let it do what PayPal did to me. They two-stepped me, never sent me the code. That's it. I'm out forever.
Money went somewhere else. Somebody else.
I'm
Somebody
out
else-
forever.
Get all that money. I'm sending it to my Google Voice number, so that is probably never going to come through, if we're honest.
Yeah.
do they do some sort of verification?
That's what they're trying to verify me, dog.
That might have been the issue. I sent it to the burner.
Yeah, I found it.
Sent it to the burner. It never came through. That was it.
Dunzo.
All right, I'm in. I'm verified.
That was alarmingly fast.
Yeah, but how can I do this?
Do what? The Zelle?
He's trying to send you money.
So listen, I'm not going to argue with it.
How's it going to send it to you? I don't know.
Oh, you're gonna have to put your
No. Corey.
blood in there.
Yeah, blood type.
type.
Everything.
Not even. No idea what your phone number is.
Erotic history. I don't know anybody's phone number. I'd be screwed if I didn't have my phone.
Besides the initial 3, I would have guessed a single digit on Corey's phone number.
If I was stuck,
I looked it up. I was like, yeah.
if I was stuck and I didn't have my phone, I would be calling my parents' home number from like 20 years ago. That's the only number I'll remember.
Yo, my dad still got his.
Which is,
My dad still got
Do you
his.
still have the phone?
I don't
the
even-
home phone?
you know, I think they do. I honestly don't know.
My dad still has his. So in worst case scenario, I mean, I know a decent amount of phone numbers, but worst case scenario, I know that one. Although I'm pretty sure he only gets spam phone calls and he just hangs up on them all. So I'd be like, Dad, I'm endangered.
Help me.
Quick.
Done. Done.
This boy's trying to scam
gonna
me of
work.
money.
Yeah.
My son's not in.
It said it just say you money.
All right, let's see.
This is-
We're working on internet money here, guys.
I mean,
Yeah,
internet
trying
money is fake money, right? It's not real money.
I
So
think
it's,
so.
it's sort of like Monopoly money.
It said I had to set a minimum of $1,000.
Minimums. Oh, wait. Oh, I just got a text from Navigant.
Yeah.
There's money waiting for you.
It says, Charles sent you $5 for get fucked. Please provide. Oh, this is please provide your payment delivery information using the provided link so we can deposit your money. $5, $5.
Yeah, dude.
Give me a minute.
It
I'm
wouldn't
gonna
let me
put
send
this in there.
$1.
Really? It wouldn't?
$5 minimum.
Do they
dude.
hit you with a fee?
I don't know. That's what we're trying to find out. We're trying to transfer this whole thing.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Well, does like Venmo
I had to answer a
see-
security question.
See, our bank transfers just send all the
First
money.
answer
No.
was wrong. How
Like-
many did I get?
Venmo,
What is it?
PayPal, Stripe, they all
Yeah, we
First
get
gal.
PayPal. does
Yeah.
that as
Oh
well.
God. I'll text it to you. I thought that was my security question. How would you know that? I was like,
This is insane.
But
I'll text
I
you
think
the
my
answer.
security question is the
I
name
think
of my
you-
first
I think
pet.
you know anyway, but I don't know how many times you can guess it wrong. It's all lowercase.
I'm in, baby.
Let's go. Yeah, we're doing some real deep crypto trading here on the Revival Motoring Podcast.
This is not Zelle, by the way.
I don't know what that
I
is.
need routing. I need accounts. I'm going to do this later.
Yeah, so that doesn't.
Where
have
is that
Zelle.
app based?
This is based in Central Falls.
It's Ukrainian bank.
None of these guys have Zelle. None of
What
my
is
banks
yours?
have
Is,
Zelle?
is yours just in your banking app?
I just go on the bank app.
Yeah,
click
same with
pay,
me.
Click pay someone, put their details in.
Right.
And it
And
sends.
it just does that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it lives in the 1984 theme park, dude. Like, they know where the money's at. Oh, we're still trying to hide shit out here, you know. Still trying. That's why all our apps have to suck. Okay, how can I send money on this other app? Send money with Zelle. Hey, I got Zelle
Hey,
on
we
this
got
one.
there.
There we go.
Okay, so Pawtucket Credit Union
I
I
mean,
get-
has Zelle.
that's what I have.
By the
Oh.
time he's done with this episode, he's gonna spend like $25.
No, I know Zelle's gonna work. I'm not gonna do
Yeah,
it.
no, I've used Zelle.
Should we see if international bank transfers works?
See what the rate's at right now.
Wait, so England doesn't have Venmo?
No, because we just do direct. We don't
know-
need a third party app.
Listen, I'm not going to argue with you. It makes a lot of sense.
It's so much sense.
Right. It's just and the American spirit is entrepreneurship by creating an app to take your money.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
weird thing,
Take a
the
percentage
reason,
of your money.
It's
yeah.
by having middlemen in a
the
video.
Yeah.
reason why
that's
I don't
exactly.
like Venmo is because you have to write some weird shit. When you like send money, there's like you have to like put
No, you
something in for like what it's for.
I've
It's
never
like-
wrote.
You do that
what-
with our bank transfers.
Yeah.
And some people try and get funny with it.
That's what it's,
And then when people go for mortgage
Yeah.
like advising and they see these bank transfers and they're like, what's that?
Yeah.
That's not a good idea to have on there.
Oh, that's awesome.
that's not kosher. Yeah.
All right, I got Zelle now. My phone number.
And it all dawned on me when you didn't come to a show one time, but I like logged into the Venmo,
Yeah.
the Revival Venmo, and everyone's like, "What should I write?" I'm like, "Nothing. Don't write anything. Oh, I
Yeah.
have to write something." So it was
I was-
emojis.
I'm looking at all of our, a lot of ours, like
Just
it's an
eggplants?
emoji of an eggplant, a pizza, a donut. I'm sure Toby said something ridiculous.
I'm sure it was the kindest. Salutations.
Big shouts, Toby.
Oh man.
Oh no, he just wrote shirt. Kept it simple.
Kept it clean.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right.
Yep.
Everyone's got the vocals flowing.
Good. Yeah, I think so. The pipes warmed up.
It's like I never left.
No,
It's like it never happened.
it's been a long few weeks.
Yeah,
Long
I
few
think I
weeks.
missed 5.
Did you really? Is it that many?
I think it was 5 if you include. No,
Oh,
because I was here the Wednesday before.
Yeah. And technically, when we recorded with Sam, that was 2 episodes
Yeah.
in one day. So
What a day.
what a day. The
What a
best
day. Deep day. Deep day of recording.
I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
Johnny, you good?
I'm good.
Can I get a little volume in the headphones?
Want some piped up? 1, 2.
There we go.
3.
That's it.
Corey, your headphones good?
I sound incredible.
Okay.
God, seeing a photo of my polo really makes
1,
me
2.
be like, I should probably work on it.
There you go.
I should probably just work on
I
it.
haven't
why I
touched
can
mine
avoid
in 5
photos.
years.
What's that?
I haven't touched mine in 5 years.
Oh, wow.
That's why I deleted all my pictures of my GTR.
You know,
It's gonna be a
For a
surprise.
second,
Gonna
I
be a
forgot about
surprise
that
when I
car.
get it back.
It's gonna be a surprise, like you bought a new car. What's
Yeah.
this
What's
thing?
this?
for a second, I forgot about
It's
that.
gonna be
thing.
just like I bought a new car.
Yeah.
In every aspect of buying a new car.
Every single way,
Yeah.
from top to bottom, front to back.
New financing. Yeah, I'm
Never
trying to
ending.
finance a 1989 Nissan.
It's somehow gonna need new tires by the time you get
For
it
sure,
back.
dude. Actually, Seamus owes me a set of tires.
Does he?
Yeah.
You heard that here.
Yeah,
Right here first.
let the
Tires.
record show.
Tires stated. All right, I gotta go back to this show outline. There we go. That's that. Oh, Corey, do you want to time us in?
Yeah, you got to get the B4B numbers and get them over.
Ooh, good call. Let me do that briefly.
Tie me in, B.
I got the creaky chair today.
Yeah, we
Freaking-
swapped it over there when we were going.
Oh my god, that thing
This one, I don't know.
sounds like
That's
so loud.
sounds like it's a tree about to fucking break.
Yeah,
I should light stream the TCS build. That's a pretty funny idea.
it wouldn't be a bad idea. Stretch it out.
Rates just went down. Just found out. Hey,
Rates went down.
yep, half a point.
Rates for what?
like federal rate.
Oh,
So rates for everything go down to Marish.
they go down point.
They're gonna keep going, man. They're going down with the economy. You know, we're all going down together.
Like the flames.
It's all going
They're
down
going
together.
down?
Yeah.
Oh God!
My calculator. Let's get this baby.
Gotta
open.
pop the Steve-Weiser. Oh, very
There's-
crisp.
There's monetary and there's what do you call it? Listens.
Just Zell me.
Just send me
I'm a Zell guy now.
a couple bucks.
Big Zell guy.
1 second.
My other bank's definitely cutting out the middleman.
Your other bank is working via a text message system, which I don't know how secure that
It's gonna
is.
take me 30 days to send Corey $5.
I mean, just think of those banks that don't have any like storefronts. There's just
Yeah.
banks out there that don't exist. They're basically just AI.
Yeah, I have a bank like that.
Yeah.
For my solar stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like some bullshit credit union. I'm like, all right, man.
That's why the money's not real. Just like
Yeah.
the birds, just goes somewhere, does something.
Lightstream is a more aggressive firm. I don't know if you look at Lightstream's rates. Yeah, I guess they're aggressive in rate terms.
And the way they get their money.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you
Lightstream is the mob.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that. Let me click out of this real quick. So there's that.
Here we are.
And 3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Chuck Hu
It's good to be back.
and Corey.si.
Well, hello everyone.
In studio today, we have our friend, Mr. Johnny Rollhard.
Hello, nice to meet you. Hello.
Nice to meet you. It's great for you to come in. We're psyched. We have a lot to catch up on. Corey's been traveling. I ran over an armadillo. Chuck has also been traveling. There's just so many things. The best day. So we're going to cover all that stuff on this week's episode. But before we get rolling onto that, thank you to yourself, all those who listen, all those who subscribe on YouTube, all that good stuff. And of course, subscribe to our B4B. What is B4B? You ask, well, that is Bucks for the Boys. We'll tell you about that a little bit later on today. So we thank you. We appreciate you, especially when, y'all helped pay for some gas on the trip that we took, which was very much needed. So with that said, let's get right into
If you'd like to leave a callback number, press 2.
some callbacks.
Josh, you been nibbling on that mic?
Dude, I came in, right? So I
Is it
moved this
nibbled up?
thing. I moved this thing today. Look at this thing. Hold on. We're going to pull that thing off. Well, I don't know why the bottom of that mic is stained, but look at this. I come back to that.
What happened?
I don't
What
know.
have you been doing?
I don't.
Who's been chewing on
I have no idea.
Yeah, dude.
It's either John or Kyle, but it's no
Someone's
longer
been
rounded.
chewing, dude.
It looks
John's
like
in the chat.
it
John
looks
says
like
it wasn't him.
one of the bombs in what do you call it? Super Mario Brothers now because it's
Yeah.
got a flat bottom there.
True. Actually, if you put eyes on that thing, you'd be dead on.
Dude, it's just like I don't know. The whole bottom side is missing. I'm gonna put it back on and I'm gonna flip it. So whoever's
Turn it
chewing on
inside
this,
out. Classic.
whoever's chewing on this, please stop. We can't afford to feed
Yeah, I
you.
mean, mine's pretty jacked up from just years of existing, but it doesn't look chewed up like yours.
Yeah, it's interesting. Maybe it's my mustache bouncing
Sarah's,
off it.
yo, I'm not a mic chewer on God.
Mine's nice and round.
Yours is round. I got other ones in there, but we're gonna chew this till it reaches the bottom. The very least. Just keep it
Listen,
going.
There must be a mouse in your pocket because we aren't going to do anything.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen. So, let's see. Callbacks. Corey, I've been waiting to ask you this forever.
Fire away.
You went on a cheese tour.
I went on a 7.5 hour. It wasn't just cheese, to be clear. Well, all right. I'll preface this with this. I will be on Topics Under the Stairs in 2 Thursdays. I'm going to cover my 7.5 hour Parma food tour.
Minute by minute.
I was just saying
Minute by minute.
at length. Yeah.
Minute by minute. I have a slideshow for the guys.
PowerPoint.
Yeah, I've got slideshow. I've got bullet points, everything. I will cover that extensively, so you got to tune into Topics Under the Stairs. But yes, it was 7.5 hours.
Can't preview it.
I went to a Parmesan Reggiano, 5th generation family cheese farm. I met the master cheeser.
The big cheese.
The big.
I met the master cheeser.
Does
Yeah.
he stand alone?
Yeah. And
Something
then I helped make cheese.
That's incredible. So wait, did you get to put your initials on a block somewhere?
I put my hands in the milk making the cheese.
Okay.
Wow.
The cow. You put your hands in the cow getting the
Yep.
cheese.
Yeah. Then I went to a balsamic mill. I guess you call it a mill.
A balsamic mill. Balsamico.
On a winery that makes Lambrusco.
Ooh.
And they make balsamic as a hobby.
Johnny
which
Lambrusco.
takes 15 years before you can even have it. So
Wow.
hell of a hobby.
Let's go.
And then I went to a real prosciutto di Parma factory.
the
in
real prosciuttos
Parma.
of Parma.
And I grabbed many prosciutto di Parmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just grabbing racks out there or what?
They're pretty free with it.
yeah, dude. Just let them
you
fly.
get handsy. You
Yeah, I
get
hope
handsy.
so.
So yeah, I will be.
Must be so solid, so greasy.
I'm telling you, John said, "Shh, I'm sorry."
This
Yeah,
was
I'm
my.
sorry.
I had him lined up to talk about
Yeah.
cheese first.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So this
It's
is
gonna be a whole episode on cheese,
Yeah.
It's pretty
prosciutto,
extensive,
balsamico.
Oh,
You
hold
also-
on.
Hold on.
I also had like a one-on-one lunch with the tour guide.
Oh,
Love that.
Romantic.
That's
Yeah.
Italian.
Me, my wife, on our honeymoon with the tour guide.
Yep.
Which was sick. Turns out her best friend moved to Boston and owns 2 restaurants here.
Oh, that's crazy. Are they notable?
Are they cheese
Very
restaurants?
notable.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Very notable.
Okay. Wow.
Like I looked him up. I'm like, fuck
We
me.
get discounts on select entrees or
She said
whole
just go in there,
tab
drop her name.
I was just
Love
say
that.
mention a name. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
go in there, drop her name.
Interesting.
Which I 100% gonna do.
Yeah.
One of them at the pizza place. So
Come on.
gonna be there. Yeah, it was cool. It
So
turned
was,
into
so was it a good tour or was it a brilliant tour?
brilliant. Brilliant. Actually, you know what? Brie, I can't even say it.
What?
You were pretty slick with that. It's funny you bring up tours, and I was thinking about just a quick funny moment. We were in Milan, we were taking a tour. I wanted to see The Last Supper. That was fucking insane. But you kind of have to have a tour guide in order to get you in. And we walk up, and we're like, "Hey, we're meeting this tour," and in super thick accent, they're like, "Oh, you're meeting a Deborah," and I'm like, "Okay." So we're standing around waiting. This woman comes around the corner, and she's like, "Oi, it's Debbie." She moved to Milan from London, and I'm thinking this like this tiny
Get in the tour, you
Italian
cunt.
woman, and she's like, "Oi, it's Debbie," and I was like, "The fuck is Debbie rocks.
That's
a piece of
fucking
EastEnders
perfect.
in
Listen,
Milan.
story of Debbie
Oh.
is she moved to Milan like 30 years ago for college, got piped by a Milan dude, and literally never left.
Classic, dude.
Literally never left.
I mean, hey,
Hey.
you know, when in
All
Rome.
the story ever told. Classic Italian piping.
Never left.
And she didn't lose the accent either, it sounds like.
No, because she's like, I go back quite a bit.
She just goes to soccer matches, dude.
Yeah, she goes back quite a
Fucking
bit.
yelling at everybody.
We call it football.
But
Oh shit!
I couldn't even. I had to laugh when she comes around the corner. She's like, "Oi, it's Debbie."
It wasn't look for me. I'm wearing the red hat. I'll be the one screaming my name.
That's so good. Did you get to have lunch
Nick
with her too?
Lazar, plumbers in the tradition of Mario. Unbelievable out there, dude.
The thing is
What a
like
country.
that's how she told the story. That's not like me.
Right. Did she say she actually got piped?
In not so many words.
Said she met a fine Italian man and never left. I
Yeah,
mean,
we all have.
I mean, who hasn't? Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So wild, but dude, like, it's crisp English accent.
Yeah, you love to hear it.
But when they're like, your tour guide or whatever, it was Deborah. Like, all right, something in this little Italian,
Right,
whatever. We're going to the Last Supper. Like, oi, it's Debbie. Like, fuck.
I think of an Italian lady named Deborah.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Well,
Debrano.
I say this because like when we picked up our rental car, the guy was like, "You'll see my colleague Barbara," and I'm like, "Barbara, Barbara." Like, all right, let me go see Barbara.
It's beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
Barb.
That's how Deb got piped.
It's me.
I'm telling you, Deb
Let
got
it
piped, never left Milan,
Love that.
never left Milan.
Good, so good. You did some car tours out there too, right?
Yeah, we saw. I saw the 2 Ferrari factories.
Nice.
Jealous.
So the first one in Modena is like in the Enzo Museum because it's like story of his life from kid to death. His original office, his original drawings, like
That's pretty cool.
everything. And then there's a bunch of cars there too. There's a lot of F1 stuff there, but it's a lot smaller. And then I think 20 kilometers down the road is Maranello, and that's where the big Ferrari.
The Ferrari
is.
gate and all that shit.
Yeah, I
Is
mean
that
you
the
come
hard
you
way?
come over the highway, you come over their test track, and it's just Maranello is literally just Ferrari, and we pull up, and I'm freaking out in the car because the F1 bus pulled up, and that weekend, where were they racing that weekend actually? Oh, in Imola, right
Well, that's just down south, isn't it?
a little bit north of Milan.
Oh, the north.
A little north of Milan.
Got that wrong.
They're pulling up. I'm like, oh my god. I was thinking who am I gonna see someone? It was just a bunch of engineers. But it's cool because it's Ferrari everywhere. Everything is Ferrari, and that museum was enormous. That was several floors, cars everywhere, just unspeakable things. You see these cars and you're like, this is a car I've only seen get white glove pushed across a block, and then you're standing from me to you, looking at it, and you're like, this is insane. So it was really cool. Really chat my ass with the whole thing.
Love this.
You go in.
Yeah.
You get the 388, right? Beautiful red, Ferrari red.
Ugh.
F40. Unbelievable, right? F40, great. I'm trying to explain this to my wife, right? And she really liked the Ferraris from the 40s, and she's like, "I'd like one of these." I'm like, "Listen, hey, come over here for a second.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you why this is gonna
You
happen."
can't express you even want.
Yeah.
We can't afford that.
And then you go in the next room because I'm like, all right, I'm seeing what they're doing here. They're setting this up. There's a yellow F50. Why is it yellow?
That's the pinnacle Ferrari.
Yep.
A yellow
They
F50.
finally realized that they've made the absolute maximum.
Yeah.
Then the next
Yellow
is a
F50.
red Enzo. And then after that, it's a red.
They
LaFerrari.
sold out of red ones. They had one yellow left over.
Why do we have a yellow one? There's ketchup and mustard going on there.
That's how Enzo wanted it.
Yeah, ketchup and mustard going on there. And then you walk into the final room is a 360, think of if you sat in a stadium, 360 of every F1 car.
Maybe even the Coliseum.
Oh, that's cool.
Just
That's
every
very cool.
F1 car put up on a ramp like this, and I'm just standing there. I'm like, oh my god, freaking out, Schumacher stuff. It was just incredible. Helmets, race suits, trophies. It was just unreal. And then that blew me away. But if you read anything, they're like, skip the Ferrari Museum, go to Lamborghini or Pagani. They're way better.
What?
Oh,
And I'm like, I don't understand
How can it?
how.
Right.
Why
So I
you-
looked into it. Lamborghini, I don't know. I think that's Lamborghini marketing. But the Pagani Museum is the factory floor. So you get a guided tour. You walk through the factory floor, like while they're building these cars.
That's
Is it Horatio himself not speaking English?
No, but while we're in Modena, I'm driving it and I see a car come up behind me, all wrapped in camo. I'm like, what the hell is that? And it flies through this roundabout, and it was a prototype Pagani. So
Yeah, was it Horatio driving?
it moved by me way too fast.
It looks like the eyelashes of a beautiful woman.
Yeah, moved by me way too fast. Yeah, we did that, and then I promptly drove from Bologna.
It's just slow motion. Like Corey's just driving, thinking it's going by 1,000 miles an hour, but he just looks and it's him just looking at him, going.
Well, it's cool to hear you talk about Bologna because, like we were talking before,
What's
I'd
that?
literally just been to Bologna.
Yeah.
But I did no car stuff. I was like, I'm going on a non-car holiday.
Yeah.
I need to unwind after 3 weeks of prep of Festival of Speed and being at Festival of Speed. So I went there and just looked at all the history.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
mean, Bologna's unreal.
It's
It was
beautiful.
Unbelievable meat.
unbelievable. Yeah,
One of the best deli meats.
That's why Deborah stayed.
Bologna. She stayed for the Bologna.
Stayed for the Bologna. Yeah,
Is that with or without the olives?
Dude, it's just Bologna. It's classic beef.
yeah, Bologna rocked. It was really cool. But they're all there. They're all in Bologna or Modena, kind of.
All within, what, an hour away of each other, something like that?
Can you imagine
Well, it's
that-
like a strip. You've got like Ferrari,
okay.
you've got Lamborghini,
Yeah.
Pagani, and then if you go a bit further south of Bologna, you end up at Visa, Cash App, MasterCard, Zelle,
Mhm.
Venmo,
Yeah.
at that Formula
Boom.
One team, which is the original Minardi factory
Okay.
when Minardi was in Formula One.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all in that small strip with Imola there as well.
Oh,
It's a
that's-
little bit
so
like
much car
It's
culture.
a little bit like the Silverstone Triangle
Yep.
with Milton Keynes and Silverstone, all the Formula One teams.
Yep.
They're all so neatly packed together.
Mm.
And that's Italy's version.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Can you imagine a Lamborghini gift shop? The tan through polos you could have gotten there, dude. It's been fucking unbelievable.
We bought the father-in-law a Ferrari hat.
You have to, yeah.
Dude, I got to the register. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not buying the car. Like this.
More than you can afford.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Couple payments on that
Hat,
baby.
It's a red hat.
Did you flip it over and does it say made in China?
Yeah.
I didn't even bother. You know what?
Gotta be
It's-
sewn together in Italy.
It's a gift. So but I was like, dude, audibly like laughed out loud.
It's one of those. You're just like offended.
Oh my god. Well, I'm here now.
Yeah. Good thing I took up that cheese
But
hobby.
Paul McGraw asked in the chat, the rental car gymnastics went very well. We got up there, so the guy had a shiny watch on. Told him, I was like, "Hey man, nice watch. It's a nice looking watch you got there." And he was like, "Oh, thank you." And I was like, "Yeah, I know I rented a 2 Series. I don't want you have for upgrades. Like I'm here for my honeymoon. Like I'm driving quite a bit. What do you got?" And he was like, "Let me look at." He's like, putting away on the computer, and he's like, "Could you do me a favor?" I'm like, I don't know why I'm English now. Could you do me a favor? And I'm like, "That depends." He's like, "Could you return a car in Switzerland for me?" I was like, "Well, that's where I'm flying home from, so yeah, why not?" He's like, "I got you."
It's my middle name.
So yeah, 2024 330D,
Yeah.
The D.
which was
The Deborah edition.
a rocket ship, dude. These things rip. Like the
Fill it
diesel.
with normal gas just to keep them on edge.
Just to get the pings up. Yeah.
No, I will say, we pulled up to get gas, and I'm like, how the fuck is that? Where's the credit card? Where's any of this stuff go? Like, I couldn't figure it out for the life of me for a minute, and then finally I saw this like little machine.
You just yell from the pump. Hey!
Yeah, it's like, oi, damn it.
It's like it's like being in Jersey.
Yeah.
Expect someone to come
Trying to
up.
fill up here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We got a 3 Series, which was great. I mean, it was so comfortable.
Yeah.
We drove 2,300 kilometers.
It's like
You
driving a
about
Mack truck out there
1,500
driving a 3
miles.
I was
It
going to say,
was.
don't you guys need the miles converting?
Yeah,
You-
about 1,500 miles.
You also said some of the best roads you've ever driven.
So I drove
Oh, yeah,
from
you're right.
Bologna, which is the Emilia Romagna region, through the top of Tuscany into Liguri, just no highways, just like mountain roads only. And, dude,
And
I couldn't even
Come on, son.
explain it.
How did you find that route? Did you just put it in maps and or did you just go and like, oh, here we need to get to this spot first? Did you plan it out?
I put in where I'm going and then turn off highways, tolls, like
And just
everything.
let it do its thing.
And then it just does its thing. And then as I'm going, I'm like, I don't know, everyone looks cool and just go.
Yeah.
And it'll figure it out.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's like turn around, turn around, turn around, turn
No.
around. And then you find out you just went an hour out of the way.
Yeah. And there's no
But-
road back because it's Italy.
It's or you
other route.
can't turn around because the road is as wide as the car. But it's always worth it. It's always worth it.
Yeah.
But that was 6.5 hours. So that was like, I mean, unbelievable. Like we just found this random restaurant at the top of like, not a hill, but like not a mountain. But we were kind of going up and up and up. And it keeps getting narrower the way you go up there. And there's like a little restaurant. I'm like, I'm starving. Let's pull in. We walk in. These people have never even seen an American. We walk in. It was just like silent. And I'm just like, hello, 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 hello.
Oi!
And in like the 3 Italian words I know, we figured out we ordered lunch. We were good to go.
Yeah.
Bellissimo cappuccino.
Yeah. Un cafe. But yeah, that was it. It was a hell of a ride. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable route. But it was good. It was good. Italy driving's funny.
Was it ample petrol stations?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, everywhere.
Even in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Austria, South Germany, the Alps.
Yeah.
Yeah, just there.
Yeah.
I told these guys, but like we got into France and I'm driving and I'm like, nah, I gotta get gas and pull over and I'm looking, I'm like, dude, I don't see diesel anywhere. None of these things say diesel. Get to the next one, I'm like, this one doesn't have fucking diesel either. What are we doing? Like, I don't know, a quarter tank, what's going on? Third one, I'm like, this is insane. There's no diesel. Fourth one, I'm like, all right, is there diesel? And I just don't know. So like, translate.
What am I missing?
The one that says gasol, Gazole, is diesel. I didn't know. I had no clue. I drove by 4 other.
Only gasol stations.
Well, they got
Gasol.
both. They got both, but I figured like gasol was like supreme here, a super, 93 or something, you know?
Gazole.
No, it's gas oil. Dude, unreal. I drove by 4 of them. I was freaked. I was like, this is insane.
Get all
I was like, this is why diesel doesn't work.
I mean, the mainland Europe all use diesel.
Yeah. I was
you
like,
can't have
don't you
no.
guys use
You can't
diesel?
have
Yeah.
no diesel in
I
any
was
petrol
like,
stations.
this is why this whole thing doesn't work. This is why we have these fucking things back at home.
Fucking French.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh.
Gasol.
Gasol. And then everyone we drove by, I'm like, Gasol.
I got
There's
it.
again.
It's there.
Gasol.
Baby,
Everywhere.
look. Diesel.
Gasol. Everywhere. Dude, the tiniest, we went to the gas, I didn't go to the gas station, drove by the gas station in Monaco, which is 1 pump, not double-sided.
Yeah.
And they had Gasol.
That's so good.
Yeah.
How was Monaco?
Dude, so I did a full track walk of.
Oh, that's cool.
So from the start line, we started P1.
Yep.
And we walked the entire track back to P20.
Yep.
And then into the pits. Dude, unreal.
It's so small.
It's so small, and I had no clue. Like, I knew there was elevation, obviously. Like, you can see it, right? But we're like, for example, like
yeah,
a
if you
turn,
can see it on TV, it's fucking elevation,
dude. The turn at Fairmount, the Fairmount Hotel. It was kind of misty, raining a little bit. I'm standing, and like, I'm sliding down. Like, you kind of have to like shuffle walk down, and I was like, Jesus Christ! It's so, and then it's like back down, back up, and then going like there's an uphill that goes to the casino, where you go through like the casino, like
You go.
not the lobby, but like where like
You go outside the square.
Yes.
And then there's that bump that they go round.
Yes.
And you're like, why are they doing that? They don't need to do that. You then look at it and you're like, oh,
yeah,
that's a big bump.
it's huge bump. Like if it rained, like it would fill like a pool. But it's so hard to see. But the uphill towards the casino, we're walking, and you can't even see the roof of the casino.
Oh, wow.
And then as you're working your way up, you can kind of just see it. And I'm like, holy shit. And you get to the top, and there's the casino, there's the plaza in front of the casino. And you're thinking, they come up here, they're doing like 200 kilometers an hour uphill, completely blind. Completely blind.
And they just turn left.
Yeah, it's just like, and then our tour guide was like, yeah, like this is where I stood, because he lives in Monaco. He's been like involved in racing his whole life, and he's like, I just kind of really fell in love with F1, been super involved with it forever, and it's like I really just kind of wanted to get into the tour stuff because it pays really well. Full disclosure.
Stinky in the chat, $4.99. Big shout, man. Thank you.
Big shouts. Thank you, sir.
Get paid out for the story.
Yeah, and then so he like explains to us,
King
he
of
shows all
Monaco.
this stuff, and he's like, I stood right here, and he shows us a video of Yuki, and he's like, all right, so full disclosure, like Yuki not driving the fastest car. Yuki objectively is an F1 driver, but not the best F1 driver. And he shows us a video of him coming through the Casino Plaza, and it's just like, boom, he's gone, and he's like, he's a minute and a half behind everyone. Like, just can't even fathom how fast Leclerc was going through there. Like, couldn't even wrap my brain around it. It was just insane. We go through. I think the thing that blew me away the most was we walked into the tunnel, and I didn't know the ocean like crashed on that wall.
Yeah.
So you walk through the tunnel. It's misty. It's 10 degrees, maybe 15 degrees cooler. It's slick anyway because it was raining outside. But where he shows us, there's like these mounts all along the ceiling, or I guess the roof of the tunnel. He's like, you know what these are? Obviously, no one knew. These are like light mounts. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen those on TV. He's like, yeah, there's I guess you guys would know, you photographers, like not white balance, but something that measures like light temperature.
Mm-hmm.
So those lights are constantly monitoring the light temperature outside because they come through too fast. The eyes can't adjust.
Yeah.
So they come through at over 200 kilometers an hour, again, completely blind, going around the corner into actually pretty close to where that bump is. And those lights make sure that the same light, like the color temperature out inside, it is
matches.
outside. And I was like, this is wild.
Otherwise,
That's
they're getting flashbanged on the
crazy.
outside.
Right,
That's the thing. And, like,
right.
the way they used to do it before they figured this out is
So-
they would go through with one eye.
So that's what I was just thinking. is
You'd
what
go
they do
through with
before.
like one eye closed, and then when you went out, you'd open the other one.
I mean, the tunnel's
Switch
where I
the
nearly
eyes.
rear-ended a bus.
It really?
Because I drove around
should have
much
turned the
of
lights
the
on.
track, and I was in the tunnel. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm in Monaco! This is amazing!"
yeah.
Going around the hairpin, everything. I come into the corner, and I'm looking behind me, going, "This is amazing!" And my mate's like, "Bus, bus, bus!"
Yeah. We saw a kid wreck on his like bike so hard. So hard. Dude, he wrecked on a bike. Actually, I wrote down, these are just some of the cars I saw while I was sitting or
Yeah.
like walking around. So I sent you boys a photo, but I'm like having lunch before this tour, and I can hear a car. You hear like a special car, and I was like, there's something different about this special car, and it comes around the corner, and it's an Enzo, and it's raining, and I'm like frantically can't even open my phone fast enough to take photos of this thing. It turns it right down to where all the yachts park. And I'm like, I can't see it anymore, whatever. And then we get up to leave lunch, and it's gone. And I'm like, did it get on a yacht? Did it leave? Because you're like, the only way back out is back up the road.
Back the way you
and like,
came.
I didn't see it. I'm like, did it get on a yacht? Like, did it magically disappear? Did I actually see that? So I went back and like, okay, I took photos. A 22B.
No shit, huh?
Huh.
Dude, a 22B.
That's hilarious.
And
cool.
then, not together, on like the other side of town, even though they're not that far apart, a Sport Quattro. So it's a stubby guy. Like not two rally legends driving around together,
Right,
hanging
right,
out.
right.
Just hanging on different
Just
parts.
Different parts. Where the kid crashed his bike, I don't know if he crashed it because he saw this car or he crashed it because it was raining and it's so hilly and steep there. Aston Vanquish shooting brake, Zagato.
Oh, this is an out of shooting break. You saw in real life,
Dude,
Holy
it,
shit!
like,
That's
the-
my favorite car.
it was like a copper color.
Ah,
And I'm like standing there and I'm like listening
Giddy.
to the tour guide. And Catherine is like, what is that? What's that? What's that? Like, what is that? And I'm like looking and I'm like, holy shit.
one sold on Brick and Trailer like a couple months ago, and it was like
Really?
just like 5.
Oh my God. Is it Enzo that, I mean, more Cullinans and Bentegas than like is even possible to like count. 6 GT3 RSs, all different color, driving together.
Yeah,
Just together.
The
And
cheap
then
Porsche
just like
club.
every variation of Ferrari from like maybe 2012 to current possible, as well as Lamborghini. So it was just insane. It was wild. And I'll stop droning on after this one piece. So like the other interesting fact is the only F1 race that currently happens that isn't run by the FIA is Monaco, and it's run by the Automobile Club of Monaco, which is like a private club that no one can have access to. They run their own race. They're like, if you want to have it here, we run it.
That's amazing.
That's
So
It's nice to have
it's
a
a
dictator.
flex. It's a flex. Yeah.
the supports for the Armco are built into the town, into like the city.
So I was gonna say,
Some
or
of the curbs as well.
what I was gonna ask is like they never shy away from being an F1 town.
Every year they try and stop it.
Really?
Every year they're actively pursuing how they can stop it, and it just hasn't happened. So like these things all on the street.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've seen them before, but like these like plates that come out, and it's a hole, and there's a steel beam that goes down 18 inches, and then all the Armco bolts to that.
Yeah.
Can't they not stop it because the King's like, nah, we're doing it?
I don't know.
Is that the whole thing?
I don't know. I don't
Just
know.
like, nah, I think we're gonna.
Yeah, I think
I think the
we're just gonna
country's
keep
mine,
going.
actually.
Yeah.
Turns out, nope.
But
Yeah, we're gonna do it
yeah,
again.
all the curbing, like we're walking. He's like, oh yeah, this is where Checo like overcorrected and like spun off course. Like, and there's just like a bunch of like
Oh, he's
not-
a prince. There you
a
go.
prints, yeah,
Even better.
a bunch of like skid marks and like a not crashed building, but like you can definitely see like the building's been like chipped away a little bit.
Yeah.
But dude, it's crazy that this is like the only race that Monaco's just like,
Right, it just-
we do this.
Yeah.
No, this is our thing.
Are there a bunch
That's
of
awesome.
shops that are like dedicated to it at all, or is it just not even?
Yeah, everywhere.
Okay,
The
I
whole
was gonna
thing.
say,
the
it's-
whole thing.
Yeah. So at
The
least
whole
they
thing.
do have a.
Yeah, everything. And like, I went into a bunch of them, and none of it is even remotely close to affordable. Dude, there was one T-shirt that had just like listen, being familiar with like the print world and how things are made, it was a shirt that was like direct to garment printed, which isn't the best quality anyway, and it was just like a photo, and it was $175, €175.
Dude. Oh my God!
was
And
like,
it,
what is
was it on a Gildan?
Probably.
It was like a private label or whatever.
Yeah, Monaco's the most expensive, boring town on earth.
I
It's
got
cool as
there.
hell to see, but you're like, what am I gonna do? I can't
So
afford. If you have a shitload of money, it's probably the best town in the world.
So I got
But-
there, and I was very excited, and it was cool. We did the tour. We went to the casino, did all that. But then after the tour, I was like, all right, well, there's literally nothing to do here. Like, it's
That's
just,
how I felt.
it was like,
Yeah,
this,
it's boring
let's
as
just
hell.
go home.
Yeah.
We actually drove all three corniches, which are like the three grand roads that overlook the ocean. And we drove those. And we were like, oh, this is way cooler.
Yeah, but they had the rallies up there.
Yeah.
Those roads are sick.
But it's fucking the elevators built into the mountain, so you don't have to walk the streets. The elevators just take you from level to level on the streets.
That's wild.
Oh, this is crazy.
Did you
But
see
yeah,
any of the like yacht real estate shops?
yeah,
And you look in the window and you're like, oh, yeah, 10 million? Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
that's
go
bad.
down and you're like, oh, 20 million, yeah.
there was
It's like, oh, that's 70 million.
there was one. It was rentals, and it was like 1 week special, 1.1. I'm like,
Boom.
What?
for 1
the
week? What am I
fuck,
doing? What are you
dude?
doing?
Hell of a week.
What is
There was
happening?
those Lamborghini yachts that just look like giant speedboats.
1.1 thousand.
And yeah, it's $1,100, and it's like there's 63 of these Lamborghini yacht things, and there was 3 of them just like boom, boom, boom. I looked for a lime green one. Fortunately, it wasn't there.
You looking for Connors?
I was.
Yeah.
There was a blue one, a red one, and a purple one, and I made sure it was purple. So
You
Gotta verify.
verified.
verified, trust, but verified.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I mean Monaco was sick. It was cool, but like after you walk the entire track, you've seen the entire.
You've seen
City.
all of it.
You've seen all of it, and then like after I went into one store and was like, well, I can buy a water here if I wanted to. That was
we
it.
had lunch
Yeah,
and we were like, let's leave.
yeah. We had lunch and that was it.
Yeah, you
But,
have like a sparkling water and Chex Mix at the top in front of the casino where you sit outside.
yeah,
It's still going to be like $190.
I think I was on like 80 euros for a burger and chips.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So it's cool. It's a cool place. Like, but like, there's no reason to go back.
Right. Right.
Or I guess if you were gonna go to the race, that would be it.
that'd be the only.
But like,
I think they quadruple the prices of everything when the race comes as well.
the tour guy was like, "You would never stay here." He's like, well, "Here's what you do: you stay 3 towns over."
Yeah, go stay in Italy.
He's
where
like, you stay-
everything's cheap.
Yes, you stay in Italy. It's the first town over.
Is that San Marino? Or
And
something?
he's
What's the name of that
like,
place?
he's like,
a
it's about
tomato
an hour and a
sauce.
half walk. He's like, it sounds awful. He's like, but you'll stand in line for an hour and a half just to get close to the train to get on it. He's like, so just walk. He's like, I tell everyone, here's where you stay. It's cheap there. You walk in, you walk out, pack a bag.
Yeah.
And he's like, they're like ultra efficient at like funneling people in and out of the city.
Yeah.
He's like, they've been doing it so long, they like just like get people in, get people out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'd like to go for the historic weekend.
Yeah.
I think that would be more fun than Formula One.
Yeah.
A lot more quieter as well.
Probably. When we were there, they were prepping for a yacht show. So I guess there was a lot of like big dog boats there, which I mean, they look big, but like I don't know what the big deal is about them. And then we like walk because that's where the pit lane is where like all the yachts park. And I'm like, now you walk down there and you get closer to them, you're like, holy shit, that's a fucking apartment on water.
On water.
On water, yeah.
You can walk the docks and stuff as well. And
Yeah.
you can go right up to the boats.
That was one of the things that was most confusing to me is that there was never like, everyone was like, yeah, come on in. Like whatever, like everyone's super cool. It was the actual yacht club and the actual automobile club were the only places that was like closed door, you cannot come in.
Yeah.
Everywhere else was just like, yeah, I don't know, come on in. Whatever you want. It was like a Patek store, and they were just like doors open, like people just coming in and out.
Yeah,
like,
come on, grab something. They're trying not to sell you anything in there,
Yeah.
so might as well have you walk through.
But yeah, I mean, overall, it was a great trip. It was like, as far as car stuff, it was limited to like those two things.
Yep.
A lot of driving, a lot of cool driving, but it was like limited to.
That's a decent amount of car stuff. That's a good, just to be able to check out that track and see that city is wild.
We tried to pull like last minute tickets to Imola.
Yep.
And last minute tickets to Imola are months of salary.
There you go.
Turns out.
Yeah. So there was no last minute attending of
Yeah.
Imola.
Yeah. Off the cuff.
Well, I was like, someone's gonna be trying to unload tickets last second.
It's just the scalper out front.
I was like, somebody, obviously.
Meanwhile, you're in like the Illuminati city,
Yeah.
trying to go to an Illuminati event. There's
Yeah.
just nobody's got.
No
Nobody's
one's
letting
trying to
anybody.
unload tickets. No one bought these tickets and was like, fuck, I can't make it.
No, because they just
No, people are like, I'll just change the weather at home so I
right,
can go.
right, yeah. They just jetted in.
I'll just burn the ticket and forget it ever
These
happened.
guys are animals.
Yeah, no last minute attending. Oh, however, one of our listeners, fuck, I forgot to say his name, reached out. Saw I was there. He's like, "Hey, we're here for the race. Hey, we're going to the Ferrari factory. Like, how do I do this? I saw you just went. Where should I go? Whatever." So I hit him with all the deets, the breakdown, a sandwich spot, everything. He hit it. It was good.
Hit him with that Venmo link. Hit him with a
Zelle.
Venmo
No,
invoice.
Zell. We went for Zell.
Zell me.
We went Zell. We were international. We
Do
went
you
Zell.
Zell me?
So yeah, shouts to. I'm so sorry. I forgot your Instagram name.
Shouts to you.
Shouts to you.
Big shouts. Hope you
Shouts
enjoyed
to
your
you.
trip.
Hey, shouts to you, bud.
Yeah. Shouts to you.
Ow.
Shouts
Hey
to you,
there, pal.
What are you gonna do now that you're back? What's the first
Nothing.
thing?
Going to
Literally
Disneyland.
nothing. Literally nothing. Nothing.
What's on the agenda car wise? Anything?
Just drive the car.
Enjoy the Civic.
Just drive the car. Yeah,
Clean
drive
it.
the car.
Have you looked at it?
Yeah, I got home and opened the garage. Listen,
There she is.
And then
Yeah.
close the garage.
we got home at 10 p.m. I like went there, opened the garage, was like ducked under. The garage is halfway. I'm like, all right, it's still there. Close the garage door.
Just to make sure.
Yeah.
Solid play. Solid play.
I was like a little skeptical. Like I had people like bringing mail in, and I had like a box in the garage for people to dump mail into.
yeah.
And I was kind of like, I don't know if they like forget to close the door.
Right,
Like it's
just
kind of a little leery.
Worst case scenario.
Oh,
Yeah.
she was there. She was there.
That's good.
She was there waiting for me.
Just
Ready
as you
to
left
go.
her.
Yeah.
Right here waiting for you.
That's it. Let's see. Callbacks continuing. So rally stuff. If we don't get it all done by the end of this week and sorted, we're probably going to put it off a month-ish, hopefully, or something like that.
Yeah, boys, we're putting off the rally a month.
We
All the
looked.
hotel rooms are $900 right now. So that's going to the beginning of November.
all within like even an hour of
Dude,
where
we're looking. It suggested Canada for me to stay in
in New
Burlington.
York.
The other side of
It's like,
Champlain
hey,
Lake.
how do you feel about Canada?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
close.
It's gonna be ski season. You're goddamn right, Pudva.
Yeah. That's good. You'll already be up there.
Yeah, you can go
I'm
skiing.
gonna be there anyway.
Yeah.
Dude, it's gonna be the beginning
of November. Yeah.
Plenty of time.
Beautiful. When was Formula None last year we went to? That was a beautiful drive. That was like mid-November.
I think it was. Yeah.
We can always revise stuff too. You
Yeah.
know, we don't have to go all the way to the Smoky North.
Yeah, it's we're gonna look at things and try to figure out. Well, we have to work with the vendors that we were already working with to see if we can make stuff work.
Even if everyone's cool with $900, we're gonna run out of $900 hotel rooms by like 10 people.
Yeah, and we just can't. I mean, I don't even want to. I'll camp in the woods before I pay $900 for a hotel room. So it just sucks. The leaf peepers are peeping on our season. So we're going to have to kind of go back to the books and figure that out. So that's a rally update.
We could just split one room. Puff is a goddamn genius. It's going to be a bring your own air mattress party.
That's the early days of going to car shows.
That was
that's
the
exactly
early
it.
days
10 of
of
you in
H2O.
one room.
Yeah.
It'd be 8 of us in a tiny like little motel room, dude.
Yeah.
Who got the bathtub?
Garrett's literally sitting right behind the camera.
Different kind of blizzard.
Just bringing them in, bringing the stingers in.
Reception are like, how many keys do you want for the room? Oh, just 2.
Yeah.
2, that's
yeah.
it.
8 people walk in.
Yeah. We all had to like stagger, like bring bags in.
Yeah. Or the use the fire escape room or the backside.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Always happens.
Bring your clothes in like in a sweatshirt.
Right.
Stuff everything in there.
We're just here for the party. So that is the rally update. We're trying. We're doing our best to get that sorted, and we want to make sure that you are covered. And we'd feel bad if we, put it out there, everybody signs up for the rally, and then suddenly goes, oh, wait a second, I can't stay anywhere near where we're going to be. So we want to avoid that. So it's kind of back to the drawing board for that, and we'll update you as soon as we possibly can on that stuff. Chuck, do you have any callbacks? I'm sure there's some stuff.
We, you know what? We had the donut meet this weekend.
We did.
We had the biggest turnout of our year because there was no tragic weather on the horizon or during the day that was coming.
Weather was perfect.
Weather's perfect. Filled the whole lot. Filled the whole center section. God, it was just fun to see everybody. Saw Noah the God again.
It was.
Nice to see Noah the God.
Big shouts, Noah.
Dude, lots of cool cars, man. We get I don't know, we get the best people.
Yeah, it was
Best
awesome.
people.
Lots of donuts. More
Lots
donuts,
of donuts,
than
dude. People are abiding by the donut potluck rules and
Yeah.
bringing enough donuts this time.
Yeah,
Everyone brings donuts.
strong.
Everyone
yeah,
brings donuts,
yeah.
and everybody takes like their local place and gets donuts. So you come here and it's just like a large radius of the best donut
Yeah,
shops.
it's a bazaar of donuts. There's people who are like, "Oh, Allie's, I've heard of that place." And it's like, well,
Here
Here
you
are
are.
the donuts.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I DJ'd the night before, so I like came in and immediately had 4 donuts. Just destroyed myself on Alley's glazed.
Yeah.
We had even Krispy Kreme came
Krispy
through. So
Kreme
some
was
was at
there.
Mohegan. Some degenerate was at Mohegan, which I
two
love.
whole boxes.
2 whole boxes of Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
We had donuts from all over, man.
All sorts of
this-
good donuts.
The best part is just people bringing their local donut shop.
Yeah, it's awesome. It was great to chat with everybody. Finally get some good weather because we were talking about that. The first handful of donut meats were all
That
super cold.
E21 showed up, just like the best car ever. Showed
Yep.
up to our private track day as well.
Yep.
I know whose car that is. I
Mofo?
do, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, the
green
real
one.
Pofo.
Yeah.
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 God, I didn't even get to talk to him. It's Shane, right?
Yes.
Yes, I believe so,
Real
yeah.
name,
I didn't even
yeah.
get to talk to him, man. I saw that car again. I was like, I can't even look at it. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I was gonna say, yeah. I didn't even venture off that way that far.
No, I ended up just bullshitting with everybody.
Did we pick a winner?
You know,
Shit,
you
we
know what
didn't.
happened? You know what showed up that rocked my world? Kinder shows up with a color matched hardtop for his Ridgeline.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
You're
Kinder
saying
showed
Kinder
up.
won the donut meet.
Basically, Kinder won the donut meet. Kinder showed up so hard. I was like, what? Is that Kinder? Oh my God, he's got a color matched factory hardtop for his Ridgeline?
That's pretty cool.
That was like rarest part of the
Where
day,
did he find
dude.
it?
Some dude was like selling a Ridgeline and had it on it, and he'd been harassing him to get it, and then the guy finally let it go for cheap money.
Wow, love
cheap
that.
money. So, yeah, I mean, Kenna, in my opinion, won the donut meet because that is, I mean, what a transformation!
Strong flex.
What a transformation!
Strong flex.
Who else was here? I mean, we had a lot of people.
There was a
here.
bunch of people here. The bunch of R32 showed up, which was cool.
Oh yeah, a whole flock of R32s.
Bunch of them.
You get every color?
Tornado Red was not here.
No
You got a
tornado.
silver?
There was a silver. There was a blue.
right.
There was black. No red.
No red.
No tornado pink.
Ben
The
Frombery
best
showed
color.
up in the new GX,
Yep.
Looks good. It looks
looking
good.
nice.
Looks good.
Yep. That was another strong car.
What else did we have show up? That was cool.
I saw. I I saw it. Where was I?
You were stuck flying.
Oh yeah. I was stuck. I was still stuck in Switzerland.
Yeah, you're in. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like opening up Instagram, I was scrolling through, I'm like, God damn, a lot of cars showed up.
Yeah, we had a lot of cars show up, dude.
It was awesome.
It was
It
a
was
really
a great
good
time.
donut meet. So thanks for everybody came. We're gonna have another one soon.
I'd have loved to have come, but we were down.
You were in
lushing the life of the sunshine in OBX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which we're going to talk about and find out a little bit more about that shortly because I have some questions. We're going to kind of harp on some old historical stuff too. But
I got
donut
other
meet, big success.
Other quickies. Just off my particular interest, Patina Research dropped a new JDM line of shirts today.
Yep.
Cost me a lot of money. I had to buy them all.
To jump in there.
Dude, his shit. My whole wardrobe is now Patina Research. It's Revival shirts and Patina Research
Exclusively.
exclusively. I mean, he put one out, a Supra
Did you buy the
NSX.
right size this time?
Probably not. Skyline.
Well, that's what you had. It looked like a 90.
I had to shrink it. That was big. Super NSX Skyline and RX-7 FD.
That's how they're going to get you.
All sick. Yeah, he always gets me. I just
They
buy
got
them
you.
all the time.
Yeah.
So that was, I mean, they're expensive, but they're beefy. I like those T-shirts.
They are. They're nice. They're hardy. You get a nice
Hardy,
hardy.
dude.
What about you? You like a nice hardy
I
T-shirt?
like a thick T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thick tee.
I don't like the thin ones. We call
nipple
them
shirts.
nipple shirts.
Nipple shirts.
Yeah. Josh loves them.
Josh
Yeah.
fucking loves
See-through
nipple
white
shirts, dude.
T-shirts. They're the worst.
Yeah.
So that came out. Check that out. I know he listens sometimes. It's so sick. What else do I have? Oh, Jesus. As far as I can tell, Ransom Pete has put such a hurt on the Massachusetts DMV or
Yes.
RMV
So,
that the K-band has been stayed.
yeah, basically.
I mean, the whole group. God, it makes Rhode Island look like a silly bunch of idiots. because we got
everybody
wrecked.
from Artie to Isgro, a lot of people I don't even know their names, but the Mass Advocate, Facebook group, constantly putting out information, updates of each of their own individual circumstances going to the RMV and not even trying to register K cars, but trying to register other JDM cars, getting denied, who was successful, et cetera, doing that. And then all of them collectively reminding each other and reminding everybody out there to speak to your state representatives. And that's what everybody did. And they were respectful and they were consistent. And that consistency and respectfulness clearly paid off because a lot of those state reps reached out to the RMV. And basically the letter that I read just yesterday stated something along the lines of, hey, you need to make a decision. This isn't legal. What are you doing? Tell the people because your constituents are not happy. And sure enough, like a couple days ago, they made a decision and put the stay out there and are now allowing all of those K cars to be registered, to the registrations to be, stayed. So that is a great sign. The fight, the war is not over because that needs to be put into law because my understanding is that the RMV does have the right to pick and choose what they do. They back down on this one. If somebody there doesn't like it, then I'm sure they're going to try to
And
do
try to slip it
something,
through again.
do something similar. But there has to be a law, and I think that's the next stage. And that's what everybody's pushing for in Massachusetts in particular is just, hey, let's get this, moving through the government processes and get it signed into law so it doesn't happen again. So that's the ultimate win if that happens. And fingers crossed they keep pushing and it does.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any K vehicles out in?
So we own the Rollhard Every,
Mhm.
which we imported. Most easiest thing, we just literally take it to the what's it called? The DVLA.
Mhm.
You just say, we've got this car from Japan. Here's the VIN number, number plates, registration. You're on the road.
Yeah.
But we can import that 1 year old.
Really?
We don't
Oh,
have
wow.
this 25-year rule that you all have.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all patient waiters over
Yeah.
there.
I have an S660 immediately.
an S660. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that little Honda
Honda.
thing. Those
Yeah.
things are insane.
I'm thinking Mercedes. I mean, I
No,
don't
I
know.
don't
Go
think-
buy one here. I don't know.
That'd be a lot of Mercedes 660. Dude.
Yeah. That's cool. So
Yeah.
there's no issues over there.
People import anything. Like we see imported like brand new Priuses because we don't get the new Prius.
Yeah.
People are importing them for some random reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
People have been importing like R34s, all the Skylines for years and years and years, pretty much from when they came out.
Yeah, just having at it.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of
Yeah.
people buying them and driving them on the road over there? Like, As like I don't want to say project, but like a secondary vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been around for so long, so cheap, and I think a lot of people back then didn't really buy them, didn't really want them, and then they started to become popular. And then with each car, as it's getting closer and closer to that United States 25-year rule, that's when all the prices go up, and it's just ridiculous how quick.
Yeah, we fucked it up for everyone.
They go from like £3,000 for a R32, and then it's like 20 grand the same car.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, it's because America can have it.
Yeah.
You ruined it.
That place has really improved from 250 years ago. We might have fucked up.
Yeah.
Fuck. Every fucking time.
Take my
That's so
rock and
sick.
go home.
Yeah, god damn it. What else do I got for quickies? Oh, going to the King's Fair this Saturday.
That's right.
King Richard's Fair.
What are you doing on the 21st? 3 days from now.
I'm still here.
What is he doing? Gary, you trying to go to
You trying to go to King Richard's Fair?
You ever been to a Renaissance
Saturday,
fair?
dude.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You gotta go to a Renaissance
Not only
fair,
has he
dude.
not been to a Renaissance fair, but not a Renaissance fair
I'll
in
tell you what,
America.
if you
although a Renaissance, like, it's gonna be like, oh, you mean historical England?
Yeah,
Right.
you can rent a costume. It's gonna be just like being at
If
home.
you come, I'll rent you a costume.
Dude,
You gotta
oh
come.
my god,
Dude,
that
it's
has
gonna
to
be
happen.
unbelievable. We plan on having a revival one, but if you want to hit a quickie, everybody come down to King Richard's Fair this Saturday. It's gonna be incredible. I got my wizard cloak custom made so I can hide deli sandwiches
Yeah.
in there.
I think I'm gonna see if I can rent like a jester.
Yeah, dude,
Jester
Jester's
outfit
a
this year.
What were
strong
you
outfit.
saying? Your brill or your brie?
Brooch.
Brooch.
My
Your
brooch.
brooch.
I got a
Brie,
nice
that's cheese.
brooch. I got
Keep your cheese in
You know
it,
about
too.
cheese.
I got a solid fucking cloak, dude. I got a custom made. I got big sub pockets in there.
right,
Because
Harry.
I'm not paying that money for the goddamn food at King Richard's Fair. But
You don't have a King's Dollar though.
Do they
I don't even Mike the Enchanter.
do they pat you?
No pat downs.
No pat
No
downs.
pat downs.
And, oh,
I think they wave you with a wand. That's about it.
it's a magic wand, of course.
Yeah.
The 9/11 cleavage competition. When is it? We gotta find that.
Oh,
out.
that's probably already happened since
Yeah.
9/18. You think they'd have it before?
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, is it on the date?
Might have missed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be insensitive to have it after.
Right.
Yeah.
Would it be?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to look up. I gotta look up their
You
schedule.
gotta try to pull
I'll
up the cleavage
report-
comp. Love
I'll
to see
report
that.
back
I mean, there's always
information.
next year.
The place is truly unbelievable. If you're in the States, it's pretty much the best thing you can do.
How do you like turkey legs?
Yes.
Oh,
Well,
there we go.
there
Good
we go.
news,
Yeah.
they're hiring. What you could get a work visa.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Just stay.
Stay here. You
I'm not
just-
sure my job back home would be happy. I don't go home.
I work at a Renaissance fair now that runs for 2 months in the States.
They're just paying me turkey legs. I got to
Yeah.
stay.
They made that accent, you're hired. Welcome aboard.
Matter of fact, you're king.
You're the king now.
You're now the king.
So yeah, that's going on Saturday, and then Sunday is any Unity.
Northeast Unity. Go onto their Instagram to follow all their updates, but you can go check that out in Turners Falls,
Turners
Massachusetts.
Falls, Mass. Sunday starts at 10 or something.
I believe it's at 10, yeah.
If the weather's right, I'm going to be there. I know they want me to take a little convertible,
Yep.
and I want to take a little convertible.
All right, bad news, boys.
What's up?
All right, weekend 2 is cleavage contest.
What weekend are we at?
We're in weekend 3.
We're missed it by one
No,
weekend.
I'm sorry.
week.
We're in weekend 4.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this weekend? Is
All
there-
Fair and Love and War.
Is that this weekend?
That's this weekend.
What's that mean?
On Saturday at 4 p.m., which
Yep.
we definitely won't be there at
Nope,
4 p.m.
won't make it. 0% chance.
I'm going to be there from about 10 to 11:30.
I'm gonna be there for open. I gotta be there for open this year.
This romantic event allows 25 couples on stage, but you may participate from the audience as well. Okay, it doesn't tell me what it is. And then there's a tug of war
Oh, love
on
a
the
tug of war.
tournament field at 4 p.m. on Sunday. You got to be 18 plus.
Might
That
not
makes
make
sense.
Might not make Unity then. There's
Yeah.
a tug of war at King Richard's Fair.
The cleavage contest is weekend 2. Unfortunately,
Wow.
that was also at 4
Once
p.m.
again, we fucked up
We've-
royally. Hey, you know what we can
Literally
do?
royally.
Instead of if we can't do the cruise that weekend, we should do King Richard's Fair that Sunday.
The October 5th
Let's
and
see.
6th.
We could cruise too.
This is the
Oh my
idea.
God.
So the idea I've been having recently.
You mean take our steeds?
No,
Yeah.
listen. You don't want to go that weekend. It's a D&D weekend.
oh, I'm going.
Oh my god.
Dude, here's the deal. I think we have that weekend, that Sunday, we do King Richard's Fair.
The 6th?
And we do an unauthorized car meet there. Just everybody show up at the same time. You
parking
have
lot
to
is
dress up.
Not low car friendly.
Nope. Don't. Yep. That's up to you. But it would be unreal if we had a bunch of people show up in cars,
Yeah.
do a little tailgating,
Let me.
pop in, get some of the King's dollars.
I will mount my steed and drive it over to
that's
thy
what I'm
fair.
telling you. That's what we should work for our alternate. October, what would be that?
6th
October 6th.
Yeah.
King
or
Richard's
5th.
Fair Revival
What's on the
Motoring.
5th? What's happening on the 5th?
The 5th, let's see.
Plead the 5th.
Something called the Dragonfly's Realm.
No, dude, we got to go to Dungeons and Dragons, and also you can only go to King Richard's Fair on the
That
Lord's
dude
Day.
has his shirt off.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
dudes
dude.
there with no shirts.
All right, fair.
Do you have Renaissance fairs over there?
We have like my town does like a Victorian evening.
Okay.
Everything goes back to the Victorian age.
We
but
don't know
not
what
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah. I dig that.
1800s.
Do you participate?
No.
Oh.
I used to turn up and just get drunk.
Turn up and turn up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy some food, leave.
That's been great.
Yeah.
I like that.
But anyways, yeah, this Saturday we'll be at King Richard's, and maybe go Sunday.
Sunday, we'll be
5th.
at Unity. Then
This Sunday we'll be at Unity.
Perhaps the 5th.
And yeah, I think that's all I have. I did go to Vegas. Big shouts to Nick Pausar, who I met out there, and we had a great time doing old sneakerhead stuff. And then we took the Tesla tunnels from the convention center to some abandoned hotel, Resort World or something. The Tesla tunnels, I mean, it's literally...
Wait, isn't it the Boring Tunnels?
Yeah, I think the Boring Company owns it, but
Okay.
it's a bunch of Tesla Model Ys, and they're driven through tunnels by unhappy, like, 20-year-old people.
Who definitely get paid way too much to do this job.
And
They
one of
don't
them...
drive themselves.
That's what I said.
what I thought.
And he's like, yeah, somebody said they did, and that's why everybody thinks so. I'm like, well, that somebody was Elon Musk.
I was just gonna say
That somebody was your fucking boss.
right, the guy who fucking.
And then, like, we get to the last tunnel, you come out and go back down, and then it's only one, so you have to wait for all the other cars to come out.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. It's coolish, but if they made it multiple lanes, allow you to drive your own cars and moved above ground, it would be a game changer.
Dude, revolutionary.
Imagine that. Just lanes of traffic above ground where you could
Grab
drive your
your
own
own-
car
Yeah.
from place to place.
Mind blowing.
I don't even know how they could figure that out.
that-
That'd be amazing. But that would be the ultimate way to transport. Multiple lanes in multiple directions. You can drive your own car on there.
Right.
Above
You can even
ground.
turn around.
Turn around. You could. I mean, someone's going to implement this.
It's just like a one-way highway, but it just all goes on the loop, right?
No, this would be multiple directions.
Oh, okay. So
Oh.
you want just what we have now?
Yeah, roads. Yeah, if they did roads, it would be fucking unbelievable. It would be so much more efficient than the current Tesla tunnel system.
And then everybody could own whatever car
you
they
can own
wanted.
whatever car you want. You
And
don't
that
even
is
charge it,
crazy.
dude.
It's crazy.
It would be
How
unbelievable.
small is the tunnel compared to the Model Y?
The tunnel, if this guy sneezes, you're going in the wall.
Is that tight?
Yeah. And this guy was not happy to drive, like, not allowed to use any of the auto stuff. I mean, Nick's in the chat. Nick can attest to, like, we got out of the car. We were all like, that fucking guy was miserable, dude. Like, and it doesn't go anywhere you want to go. It went from the convention center
It's
to
in Vegas. Where the fuck-
Vacation World,
Yeah.
which is a hotel that's apparently nothing's going on in.
They need to implement junctions.
Right.
Yeah, dude,
stop.
with
Yeah,
lights
for
or
sure.
Dude, it was...
Or maybe a roundabout at one point?
Yeah, the dude hated answering our questions, dude. He
Are you guys all right with roundabouts?
No, dude.
we got one right there.
Take him
It's
to this
war.
one?
Oh
It's
my
war.
God! You need to see what
If
this
you can,
monstrosity.
we should have some
Is that
kind of
the one
cash
we went
prize if you can make it 5 loops around that
Dude,
roundabout. No
that's-
fucking way.
I literally drove halfway across the United States and back without a problem. I'm not kidding. Like, I got home and hit that rotary, and some fucking asshole just stops right in the middle of it, and I almost get into an
Widen the
accident.
circle bit.
Yes, right. Yeah, just stops.
Best place
Complete
to
stop.
Just no.
Corey
That's
Shane
not
wanted
how it
to
works.
stop
That's not
him
how it
today.
works.
And it's at like, I don't know, 9:15 at night. So it just, the only place I almost get into an accident is fucking 50 yards away. Yeah, that's what kind of rotary that is. That tunnel is very interesting. I just don't.
Nick is saying, so you park at a hole in the ground until a few Teslas come out, then you hope it's clear and go. That's exactly what happened. Like, we got out, and I was like, I know this isn't going in the right direction, but I have to see this.
Yeah.
It was $5 for an all-day pass. There's no way anybody took it more than once.
All day pass?
All day, baby.
I thought it was just like a
How
come
many
see
times
how
do
it
you
works.
need to use it?
No, it's $5 and not self-driving.
But it doesn't take you anywhere you want to go.
No.
Right? No, that's it's great if you are staying here and want to go here.
So I literally
staying at the
we got
convention center.
we got to
Right.
the casino. I'm like, all right, let's go get an Uber and get back.
You already paid $5. Just get back in.
To where? To the convention center.
Go
That's
back-
nowhere near where I'm staying.
Go to Treasureland.
Whole thing, yeah, we rode it for 47 seconds. But we did have a couple great meals, dude. That's it. I had a great time in Vegas because we just like ate food, made fun of a stupid Tesla thing, went home.
I wonder if that dude's attitude is
That's
because
an average amount of time. 47 seconds is a long
it's a
time.
very long time.
That's a long time.
I
dude.
wonder if that dude's attitude is because he hasn't seen like the sun in fucking forever. He's just very angry because he lives in a tunnel.
This dude just had a bullshit attitude.
Okay,
if I'm honest,
okay,
dude. He was
all
just
right.
a fucking
Yeah.
asshole.
I didn't know.
Sometimes
If
you
it
gotta
was,
tell people like, yeah, hey man,
No,
you got a bad fucking attitude.
It's funny because every Uber and Lyft driver I had in Vegas were just like the coolest people.
they all rock.
They're all so cool. And this guy's driving a fucking Tesla in a tunnel with no traffic, hating his life.
did he even have the radio on?
Yeah,
Were
28
there a
seconds.
lot of people?
28 seconds of waiting for a tunnel to clear, 10 seconds of the driver groaning, 9 seconds of pleasure. Nick is the best, dude. It's so apt. That's exactly what happened.
So, I don't. What's the purpose of it?
That's my exact thought.
Nobody fucking knows. Nobody knows, dude.
Because like you couldn't just made another tram, somewhere else. Or I mean,
yeah.
it's Elon's thing,
if
right?
this was
But-
a fucking subway, it'd be so efficient. If they just popped a train in there,
Yeah.
or if they just let the Teslas go driverless in a tram formation, totally
Just
fine.
hook up like 10 Teslas.
Dude,
right,
Yeah.
because there's like a bunch of different trams in Vegas,
Yeah.
and like they're owned by all rival hotel groups, so none of them
They
can
don't
do
go
what
to
they
each
want.
other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so bad.
They go close to each other, but not enough. You still have to get out, walk. Get back in.
It's so crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It's Vegas is a hell of a town, boys.
Dude, he's just so angry.
Dude, the dude was horrific.
Yeah.
You should have just taken a different one just to see if they're all have a bad attitude.
Oh, I bet, dude.
Who sat in the front?
Did I sit?
You got you were three of you.
I don't even know. Oh yeah, I did. No, I was near him.
You sat in front.
Yeah, dude, I sat fucking right next to the band. This dude is like. This dude was, yeah. I wouldn't surprise if we just almost got arrested on a golf course. Is what I'm saying. This guy was fucking nuts.
Yeah. A wild guy.
This guy was a wild man, dude.
Well, hey man, happy a good time in Vegas.
Yeah. It.
I took one for the team. Thanks, Nick.
This sounded fantastic.
Yeah, what a great time in Las Vegas. You know where you should go right now?
Las Vegas.
Beautiful Las Vegas. Fuck the Renaissance Fair.
can ride this tunnel for.
I'm pretty sure there's a casino that is a Renaissance Fair as well.
There used to be
No, it's still there.
Excalibur.
No, dude,
Excalibur.
it's still there, and they still have
The jousting in
the
the
jousting
basement.
in the basement.
They have a giant fucking arcade in the basement too.
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Dude, the jousting in the basement is unbelievable.
I've gone to Vegas many times. I've never gone in there.
I went in by accident.
Oh, Nick is right. It was 105 at night. It was 107 during the day, and the breeze felt like blow dryers. It was 107 with a 120-degree breeze.
Vegas sounds fucking
It's
awesome.
smoky. Yeah,
It's so
what a great
good.
spot.
It's so good. Really, who would have thought putting this giant thing in the middle of the fucking
That's
desert?
why every time I'm like, Jesus, the money they had to be laundering to build this out here.
Yeah. Not to mention, there's no utilities, plumbing, or water anywhere local, so
There's
it all
just a
has to be
trash
just
drain.
developed.
It's a Vegas trash train.
Jesus.
There's a trash train goes right to L.A. and just dumps it right there.
Modern ingenuity.
What a beautiful town.
Love that. Let's see. What else do we have for callbacks? I don't know. I can talk about the trip that we went on, but there is a lot that
That's her video.
I was going to say that is
You
a
can't
lot
talk about
that
it at all.
is for
You can't even
video
tell them where you
stuff.
went.
Vegas.
right to Vegas. Took a tunnel. That was awesome. Let's see. We did go on the bandit. Or what? Put it this way: we completed the bandit run. It was successful. We made it out of Pennsylvania.
I got to see the video to confirm.
We just went to Connecticut
turned around.
and stood there for like 4 days, and then came back.
The only thing I saw was you cracking a beer, not a Coors.
Not a course. No, that
With
was
a
there's-
background that I could not discern if it was Texarkana or East Providence.
Yeah, it could have been shot right at the new
was just a
foundations.
laptop.
are
So-
Up against this wall right over here.
Let's see.
it honestly kind of looked like that.
So, let's see. I'll give a little
That was a little stock footage.
little statistics. 3,298.6 miles door to door
300 what?
3,298.6.
Wow.
I got here from Aurora.
Listen,
mom
if Wayne
dro-
says we're not, we're not.
My mom dropped me off at the park and ride. So yeah, 3298.6. I did learn that the R32 trip unit resets itself at 2,000 miles, which I was very surprised at and kind of freaked out about because I was waiting to hit 2,000 and I'm like, oh my God, it's now says 1. What the hell is happening? So that was
Too bad
whatever.
the actual one doesn't do that.
What
The Odo. The
Oh.
odometer, hit
Oh, I know,
200,
yeah,
pops right
and
back to
just
0.
pop it
Why
back,
wouldn't
yeah.
it just go to 999?
I don't know.
Nine.
I even
Volkswagen.
looked it up. I'm like, did something fuck up? Is my mileage incorrect? But certainly, like R32 or Mark IV clusters reset at 2,000.
Can't handle anything above 2,000.
Yeah, they don't expect much. So,
I expect to break
2,000
down.
continuous miles.
this is more than enough. It's gonna fucking
No
be
one's
pissed-
making it 2,000
be
miles. in this
pissed
thing.
long before that. So yeah, that was the mileage. Texarkana is a very wild place, and there's some stuff I will talk about obviously in the video when we make it and whatnot because there's some narration and stuff. But what I will say for now is it was basically a movie set. We had free reign of the city for the most part because there's basically nobody there. There definitely is a prison there, and there's some, dare I say, buzz around that little tiny area, and then there's a city hall. But other than those two spots in the town, you're pretty much left just kind of doing whatever you want. And it's an interesting thing because I felt bad, and I wonder how many hundreds, if not thousands, of other small towns in America are like this, that looked like they were at one point booming, because you have the downtowns and you have all these storefronts, and the architecture is super cool. The signs are super cool. I mean, there was one spot where Brian took a photo of, it said something furniture company, and the on the ground it's basically the corner of a block, and it's all white tile, small white tile, like 1 by 1 inch tile, and then it said Furniture Co. in black, and it was all at one point must have looked really nice. But when you're standing there and you look, that furniture store was once an entire block, and it is leveled now.
Oof.
And then the actual, like I said, there's the couple main streets, but then the streets around it, you know, another furniture store was there. This particular place, Dale's Furniture, super cool, like neon style sign out front. And you're like, this is a great place to have, or would be a great place to have a business. And sure enough, it just says for sale. And it's like 6,000 square foot top, 2,000 square foot bottom, $120,000.
Could have been the new Revival Motor headquarters.
Dude, I'd live there in a second if we actually can make money out of there. I mean, we don't make money out of here, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, dude, may as well not make money out of 8,000 square feet combined.
And not have to deal with winter. But yeah, it's just, you know,
Nice hanging with these laid back country folk.
everybody was super nice. People in the South, besides, you know, a lot of other things, everybody was super, super nice. Everybody said hi, hello, that we've seen. I even made a point to not be an asshole northerner, and say hi and smile to people that I didn't know. It was all very well received. Even people, as we were, you know, standing on the corner drinking a beer at, I don't know, 10 a.m., they were looking at us wondering what the hell was going on, but you know, didn't really ask any questions, just were super, super cool.
You had the fire chicken on the hood of the car.
Yeah,
They
I don't know that they. Well, so the
More
thing about
Fire
that,
Eagle.
the thing about that,
For being honest.
watch out with the bird. So, in the movie Smoking the Bandit, they go to Texarkana, but they don't actually ever leave a place called Johannesburg, Georgia. That's where everything is filmed.
Yeah.
So, it's like the people of Texarkana never really saw the benefits of the movie like a lot of other places would.
Yeah.
I don't think they really jumped on
Maybe they
the-
might have some tourism if they did.
Yeah,
So-
they just did,
fuck,
but-
what are we
so
doing?
there is this one place, and we don't
Buy that
really,
$120,000 place, turn it into a bandit
A
museum.
Oh my
Bandit.
God,
So-
Madison Bandit Museum?
Well, the funny thing is
Walk of
is
Tours.
you get
there's
the number on that thing?
there's a car museum there right in Texarkana called Four States Car Museum.
Yep.
It's basically like one of those gasser type places. So there's a bunch of muscle cars, Cadillacs, things like that, big gas signs, gas pumps, all that. And place looked really cool. We were there, like I said, on I don't even know what day that was, Thursday. think Thursday, whatever. Yeah, that would make sense. At 10:30, 11 in the morning, closed, locked up. They only open on Saturday and Sunday, and then the sign said, "Will open for private tour. Need a week to 2 weeks in advance." So I'm like, son of a bitch. All right, well, geez, we can't do that. Because I was looking, I'm like, is there a number we
Should
can
have
call?
called him anyway.
The door's
So
supposed to be
is
on
there
a
a
time
number?
lock.
Is there a camera? Like I was gonna wave in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, we got to look through the window and shoot a couple photos in that manner, but it would have been super cool to see that. I didn't know it existed, even though I researched a handful of other things in Texarkana. I didn't know that was there, so I would have reached out to them had I known. But it was unfortunate that they were closed. So,
You got a mean driving arm, Tan.
dude, this arm still basically
Let's go,
burns. Watch this. This is going to be the best part. Is when I remove my watch,
Whoa.
you will see. And there's
Damn.
like this arm looks semi-normal. This arm is, dude,
Damn.
to the point where it's in
Son
my.
of a collar, dude.
Yeah, I just look like that dude from where's the blanket on fucking Snoopy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in my car,
Linus.
it got to the point where I'm like, I need to handle this, or else my arm's just gonna start
Gonna lose
bubbling. It's gonna look like Toxic Avenger in no time. So I bought, and I shit you not, I didn't even know these things exist. Sunscreen like deodorant stick.
Okay, yeah.
It's a sunscreen
Little
stick.
roll on.
So I started just applying that, day 2.5, and it kind of calmed it down. It's still rather
got a
itchy and a little
beautiful color.
bubbly. But yeah, it just goes from goes from pale
Dude, you
to
definitely should have just worn like
a long sleeve.
no, a half arm shirt.
Should have went
Right?
skins only.
Just,
Yeah,
just fucking
skins,
skins in the
dude.
car.
Just wear a muscle shirt on your left side. Just tying up
So
tan up the whole python.
yeah, and that is also relative because the only time I ever really closed my windows is when I needed to speak on the walkie-talkie. Because if I didn't have any AC or heat or anything, which I didn't, I just left the windows open the entire time, which was probably not the best for my ears, but it worked. Yeah, so Texarkana, super cool place. For those who don't know, the reason it's called Texarkana is because it literally straddles Texas and Arkansas. It's right down the middle. Matter of fact,
Which side's nicer?
probably
Tough questions.
the Texas side
Texas side.
because there's a Firestone there, and it's active.
Love a Firestone, dude.
So like, right downtown is the post office, and it's literally split down the middle of one of the main streets, and there's a rotary built around it. So right around there is some hustle and bustle, and like I said, there was a Firestone there. So one thing I did note that was wild was in Arkansas in particular is when we really started to hit these. Is I guess they call them suicide highways. So you have your main highway, which is 3 or 4 lanes running parallel to these other like kind of farm roads, but the speed limit is 70 miles an hour. And it's just 2 lanes, one going this way, one coming at you, and it's never a double line or barely a double line. So there's brakes, and it's, like I said, 70 miles an hour. You're on what you feel is a backcountry road. However, it's basically a highway without being a highway. And there are also Mack trucks, semis, farm trucks, cow trucks, all that sort of stuff coming at you. That was rather interesting. It was fun. It was super fun, but I just didn't expect that. Just 70 miles an hour on a back road like that. Everybody goes 80, 85, so it is
Love
what it
that.
is.
America.
Yeah. Let's see. Went to a Walmart out there.
Sick.
That was pretty.
Wow.
That was gigantic store. Obviously,
You went to a Buc-ee's.
went to a Buc-ee's.
I've never been to a Buc-ee's. Have you ever been to a
Holy
Buc-ee's?
shit!
Yeah. I've been to
Have you ever been to a
I'm
Buc-ee's?
gonna have to.
Nope.
It's
in the hype.
It can't even. Everything you think you know about Buc-ee's and what you want to expect about Buc-ee's, it exceeds that by 5. I mean, the bathroom. I could talk about a half hour about the bathroom.
What
I went
happened
in there.
Put it on the doll. What happened in the bathroom?
So, for one, the cleanliness. We went to a Buc-ee's in Tennessee. The cleanliness of said Buc-ee's, unmatched. There's nothing like I put my camera down on a urinal and I felt like I wasn't going to catch AIDS. It was unbelievable.
Which camera is this?
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Don't touch it.
So,
Ew, brother.
dude, no, it was ridiculously clean inside. And like I said, went into the men's bathroom, gigantic. I can't even count how many urinals, how many shitters, baby changing stations. It's just there's just the door. Everything seemed like a double wide because it all had double wide doors, and I'm like, it's like you go in there, it's like a living room. It's unbelievable. And then of course, you know, besides the bathroom, there's the actual Buc-ee's store, which.
Did you pick up any Buc-ee's gear?
Oh yeah, Had to buy the wife a shirt. I bought Dessert Boy some hot sauce, Buc-ee's of course. I bought Travis some Buc-ee's jerky. I bought Emily a Buc-ee's coloring book and a Buc-ee's stuffy. And then I had a Buc-ee's brisket sandwich, which was very good. I only ate half of it because I didn't even eat basically on this entire trip other than some crackers and jerky.
You didn't go Buc-ee's like basketball jersey or something?
No, I didn't. But
You
however,
you
know the scene in Spaceballs where it's merchandising and everything merchandising. Buc-ee's is that to a T.
Buc-ee's flamethrower?
You name it that somebody can make it on one of these places you can order something, it is there. It doesn't matter. It's not only there, everything, like they were getting all the Halloween Buc-ee's stuff. So everything you could think of that you could make anyway, now it's just Halloween style Buc-ee's stuff. I mean, there's a whole section of, if you want shitty sayings to hang up on your house walls, like home sweet home, something.
Yeah. Live, laugh, love.
All that, but with like a Buc-ee's beaver on the bottom.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just like, this doesn't even make sense.
That's what's missing in all my wall stuff.
Dude, it's just like so much stuff. And not to mention,
all my knickknacks need Buc-ee's.
The employees in there, I don't even know. There's a whole squad of like 50 employees, I'm sure, working there between the registers, the bathroom crew, the people who are yelling that are making the brisket and sandwiches and stuff like that. Wild experience. I'm ashamed there's not anything close to us.
Where's the closest Buc-ee's to us?
I think somebody said Pennsylvania, or it might even be just Tennessee or something like that.
I hope they come up here, start buying stuff up. You know,
dude. Like,
there's not enough land for a Buc-ee's up here, though.
That's the thing. It's the size. Like, its footprint. Its footprint would be like 2, if not 3, of our Walmarts.
I'd assume, it's bigger.
Meaning, like the store itself.
It's bigger than this building.
Yeah. Oh,
really?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Really?
It's honestly that one. Like, if we're talking footprint wise,
how many pumps did they have?
I couldn't even tell you.
I drove by like one of the biggest ones in Dallas. There had to be 100 pumps.
I was going to say there had to be.
Isn't the biggest one like 100 pumps?
It's 96. It's in Prim, Nevada. It's a herps, terrible herps station. Is it Prim or is it? It's right outside of Vegas.
Place where yeah,
it's right outside of Vegas.
The pumps wise, I don't know. I didn't really pay much attention. I'd have to assume there was
Buc-ee's
50.
in Luling, Texas has 120 pumps.
Oh, there you go,
dude. Like there had to be at least 50.
How many people must turn up at the point for you to need that?
I mean, so that's like footprint wise. You have this building. It would probably be 6 to 8 of these buildings, not necessarily just the inside, but like between the building itself, the pumps that it takes, and all the parking spaces. It's gigantic.
Yeah, it's just America. Everything America.
It really is everything. And like I said, you go in there and it's a cathedral of convenience. Basically, there's a whole there's a bakery. There's like dessert. There's a bakery with desserts, and then there's a whole section where they're making their own beef jerky. So you can buy fresh beef jerky, and they have it all inside a glass case with, you can buy it by the pound. It is an unbelievable place. It was put it this way. It was a place I needed because I think we were about, I don't know, an hour and a half to 2 hours outside of Nashville, and I was really losing steam. But when we pulled into the Buc-ee's, I got like 45 minutes to an hour of just rejuvenation of just, this is the wildest place I've ever seen.
It's like me with Wawa.
It's yeah, exactly. You just need that
first
like,
time you walk in, everything about the road journey just disappears.
It's just
you are away.
You're just completely like enamored with this gigantic facility and everything that was in there. I think I dropped about $100 in there. Just like going in and out and grabbing some stuff. So, but that was awesome.
What are you gonna do though? I buy all of the Wawa iced tea.
Right, yeah. So that's matter of fact, I think last time I was in Jersey or near a Wawa, I bought like 4 gallons of it just to bring back up. But yeah, no, there's we still have, let's see, probably 2 to 3 days worth of kind of film stuff that we want to do up here. We got everything we needed to get while on the trip, which was awesome. I was a little afraid that wasn't going to happen because, let me get my nights correct here. Whatever night we got into Texarkana, about 2 hours before we got in there, it started like downpouring. So I'm like, all right, that kind of sucks. We're going to arrive when it's pouring, but it is what it is. We got to find our campsite or a shelter. And, you know,
Shelter?
I can get into that in a second. It was awesome.
Just a roof.
It was actually, it was a cement base with
That's
stone,
when you showed us?
yeah, stone wall and basically half of a metal garage structure sitting on top with like a metal roof, metal shutters for windows. It did have electricity, did have a light, and when we arrived, it had probably one of the biggest spiders I've ever seen in person, just hanging directly down from the light. We turned the light on, and it's just sitting there like that. I'm like, oh boy,
You blast
that's
that thing?
that's a big thing. Yeah, I hit it with my flashlight.
The speed at which I would have immediately slept in the hatch of the car.
So there's
Not a chance.
I don't think. Yeah, we didn't get this on camera, so I'm not spoiling anything. I don't think. So we get that right of that spider when we get there. It's of course it's pouring outside. We find this place, whatever. And we were arriving late, which was a concern because you need a code to enter the gate. Fortunately, Jesse, I gave him all the information as we were driving, so he called, got a hold of this dude. We got the code, got in there, whatever. So we get there. It's pouring outside. First thing we see is that spider. We kind of get settled in after our Walmart trip, and we go to the picnic table to have some dinner, which we just bought some sandwiches from Walmart. And we're sitting there. I have my flashlight pointing up, so it's kind of illuminating stuff. And we sit down, and Brian's just like, what the fuck is on my leg? And he gets up, and we flash the flashlight, and he's covered in ants.
No way.
no.
Covered in ants. Where he sat, somebody clearly spilt something that the ants liked on the left side of the picnic table, because you could see kind of the outline of where it spilt. But when I flashed the flashlight down, he was dealing with his legs, trying to just get him off his legs and his shoes, and they were like, there's a decent amount of them crawling up his leg.
Sounds like a MacGyver episode.
I look at the spot that he just put his foot on top of the leg of the picnic table.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. 10 to 15,000 ants. Dude, they were like they were literally covering the leg, like the bottoms, and going up like 3/4 of this, 2-inch diameter tube. They were just covering the whole thing.
Oh my God.
So that was nature. Yeah, well, that was an ooh, brother. So yeah, once we get past the,
Did you just burn the structure down at that point?
right,
Just go back in the car.
just left.
Just
I
burn
thought
the
for a
thing to the
minute, I
ground.
thought Brian, he made it. He was a trooper. I thought he was going to be like, I'm going to go sleep in the car. I thought it was going to happen. He didn't. He made it. So there's
You
that.
slept in the ants instead.
Yeah.
Did you have to sleep in the ground in that place?
We had air mattresses, but it was close enough to
ants
the
can't
ground.
get up there, man.
Yeah, no. I feel as if I was bit by something.
I would have flooded. You know, I would have done. I would have flooded the inside and slept on the air mattress.
so there's a couple of things that happen.
Classic move, dude.
Just float.
Just flood it. All you gotta do is get an inch above the ground.
Yeah.
And you just float on the air mattress. I don't see. I mean, that's heads up thinking.
The problem
first
is
off.
no, it was a solid door. Yeah, if you could
Yeah.
seal that door shut, you could get
Yeah, I would
at
have flooded
least
it.
3 feet
Go
of water.
back to Walmart, grab a couple sandbags. Boom. What are you boys up to? We're just flooding the shelter.
Just floating.
What are they doing? The oh my God, the sensory deprivation test.
Yes.
Same idea.
Problem is, all that water, there would definitely be bugs in it anyway, like in the water. Just,
Yeah,
there's
they'd
no
be dead
cleaning.
bugs,
There's no
dude.
cleaning
It'd be-
that.
Dead ants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Actually, probably stabilize the raft a little.
the place was awesome. We arrived there at night, so it was completely dark. I had
sound awesome.
one of the strongest flashlights I've ever seen, and I was pointing it, and I could only see so far. So you have an idea. I knew what it looked like. The boys had no clue what it actually looked like in the daytime. So finally go to sleep, whatever, but wake up and the next morning you see where you're at, and you're on this big lake, and there's these giant cranes, and you're like, oh shit, this is rather cool, minus the bugs.
Cranes robots or cranes animals?
All these cranes just build these structures. Turns out we were in the middle of a city. I don't know.
It's just throwing skyscrapers up.
Just scraping.
The fuck?
No, these I don't even know what kind of cranes they were. They were just giant white,
Just hanging out.
yeah, just all
Waiting
over
to
the
be
place.
cooked?
Dude, these things were massive. They were pterodactyls. They were basically pterodactyls. So
Sounds like you landed in the land before time, if
Yeah.
I'm honest.
it's
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, basically. So we were there. And kind of where long story long is it was pouring when we got there. It was pouring as we were there. It stopped raining when we looked at our the weather at 12:30, and it's just cool. We're in the eye of the storm right now, so it's not raining. It's going to rain the rest of the night, and it looks like it's going to rain in the morning. Kind of sucks because we're in Texas now, and we had a bunch of filming to do. So. We wake up in the morning, like, all right, let's kind of have a game plan. It's pouring. Well, we have this kind of somewhat roof. Let's do a recap of the trip so far right now. Let's record that and then make some coffee and see kind of where we're at. And then fortunately, and I keep saying this, through the grace of our God, Burt Reynolds, the rain burned off. It burned right off, right? It burned right off.
Classic.
So we filmed everything we needed to film at the campsite, got the drone up, all that sort of stuff. It was super
You
cool.
didn't use your own drone, right?
Jesse's drone.
He did. It flew back
Jesse's
to the UK.
That's good. Actually, if you want to take that one with you, you can probably actually use it.
Josh's been trying to go back to the UK since Josh stole it off our friend over
It
there.
literally, if you turn it on, it just starts
Just
flying.
goes up and just starts.
It goes
It
towards
starts
the Atlantic.
flying
Dude,
towards
just
the
goes-
UK,
wanna go
dude.
home.
Goes wherever it wants to go. I don't. To be honest, I don't know how it landed in the parking lot last time. So,
Yeah,
but
it was,
we'll leave
it was
at
well
that.
on its way.
Yeah, it was just going.
We got to pull the battery pack out of it.
Yeah,
just because
just to
it
be
couldn't
In
be
case it
trusted.
starts itself, yeah,
do
flies
its own,
out of
do
here.
its own thing. DJI at work. No, it wasn't my drone. Jesse was flying his drone, thankfully.
Nice.
So that was that. We got everything sorted at the campsite and then went right into Texarkana directly, Texarkana proper. And like I said, we got perfect blue skies, completely open for about 2.5 hours to film everything we needed to film. And then started to pack up, got everything packed up. Boom, rain slammed right again. Just completely started
shakalaka.
coming down. So the remainder of the drive that day was from Texarkana, Texas to Chattanooga, Tennessee. Of that 11.5 hour drive-ish, it rained 11 hours and 15 minutes.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Solid.
That was like
Got
the
to
worst.
text out those whatever brand tires are in the rain.
The Accelera 651s,
Accelera 651s.
perfect on a dime.
Unbelievable rain hold.
Great tires in the rain. Yeah, there is some. Yeah, I won't talk about that because it was pretty cool. But
Well, I mean, I think everyone's looking forward to seeing a little bit of content from it.
yeah, it's
Get some teaser stuff out there. Get the hype moving.
so I don't even have all of the data yet. What I have is 2 terabytes worth.
Okay.
What Jesse has is another 8.
You have 10
Jesus.
terabytes.
We have 10 terabytes worth of footage.
How
yeah.
many
30 minutes.
minutes? How many minutes of
It's 48. It's
footage?
4,800.
How many minutes of footage? I couldn't tell you because it's off of 2 of my cameras. It's off an Osmo 3 Pocket. It's off of the drone. It's off of probably 6 SSD hard drives hooked up to Ninja 5 so it monitors, and we just recorded on that. What else? I know I'm missing something. Oh, it's the another Ninja 5, but it's everything from the camera car. So that's, I think you guys we shared a little teaser with you guys of us just leaving Providence with that. But that is probably an hour's worth of footage, just camera car stuff in all the locations.
10 terabytes?
Yeah, it's wild. We're basically, I had to buy, or I
Dude,
was.
they don't even fucking use 10 terabytes to film Marvel.
Oh,
I think the Matrix was 5.
yeah, dude. There's so much. There's so much data, and I
The
bought.
video will obviously be ready like this weekend, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
he's gonna watch it all this week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
weekend,
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah. No,
10
so
terabytes.
we're aiming for November 10th for the video to be done because we're gonna have a little party at Widowmaker.
Just in
up
time for the
Braintree.
rally. That's where we can end it.
Oh shit, we got to factor that in too.
Boom.
So
You're welcome.
So that's the plan, November 10th right now. I think we have that pretty much locked in for where we're going to do it. So we, like I said, have probably 2 or 3 more days worth of filming stuff that we need to do to pull the story together and really build everything locally, which we can do that in the next couple of weeks, and that'll be that. And then we can really start pulling everything together to build up the edit and get it ready for November.
4 or 5 more terabytes. We're gonna be
Dialed in. You got to
Take a
drive
couple more
back,
hard
get a little
drives.
B-roll.
I bought a 20 terabyte like desktop hard drive.
You're gonna be fresh out, my friend.
Dude, it's gonna fill
Yeah.
most of that. Yeah, I did that purposely because I had to empty a bunch of other drives that I had that are portable in on my machine anyway.
Just
So I
start
wanted to
deleting old
clear some
revival
space.
episodes. You're like,
Dude.
fuck them.
Dude, it's the data is one of my biggest issues. It's crazy, like because we can't everything we want to do with the podcast, camera wise, we're gonna be in data hell. Let's put it that way. It's
Nobody gives a shit. We just leave it like this. Boom.
That's the thing. It's just like for
3
what we're
camera
gonna gain-
podcast. Eh.
Well, it would just all have to be live and live switched. That's the biggest thing. Because if we record it and we want to do it in that manner, it's like it's not even.
Can we just have AI live switch it?
We could. Yeah.
Just ask AI to do it.
Yeah. We're still working on that.
Dear
but-
AI.
Anyway,
Well, that's
yeah,
beautiful.
that's the trip. We made it back. Car did great. I had 0 complaints, other than not being able to stay in places long enough to actually hang out with people.
Mm.
We did briefly get to see Ludwig, got to see Ann and Paul, got to see Jesse's parents, which was awesome. Got to stop at their farm, or their location. I say farm; it's got a tractor on there.
That's a farm. That's all.
Yeah,
that's
it's
all you
close
really
enough.
need.
There's
You
some
get a-
hay. It's a hay
Yeah,
farm.
you get a tractor. It's a
That's
farm.
That's kind of what I considered. So we did do all that, and it felt like we were always like not behind, but like shit, we got to get rolling because we don't have enough time.
Keep rolling,
but it
rolling,
was-
rolling.
5 days of driving with some sleeping and filming in between.
Beautiful.
well,
Yep.
hey, sounds like you need a vacation.
We made it. Dude, for the past 2 days, I'm like, why
You know
am I
what-
so tired?
Hey, great way to cool off. Nice Renaissance fair.
It's
New
true.
Jersey Mike's at the
It's true.
Renaissance
You're not
fair.
right. That's wait. Oh yeah, never mind. Saturday.
You want to
No
get draped
dice.
up?
I'm
Get
no,
draped up,
I'm-
dude. Go to the Etsy site, grab a drape.
I'm committed to something Saturday, unfortunately, or else I would go for sure.
Yeah.
But that is it for my Bandit updates. Anybody have any deep thoughts? I don't really.
No,
the only
absolutely
news I wanted to cover truly was the K vehicle situation in Massachusetts, which, like we said, we did cover that briefly, and it's at a good point now. So let's do B for B real quick, and then we can talk to Johnny.
Bucks for the Boys. It's me again. What's Bucks for the Boys? Bucks for the Boys is a value for value system we use to keep this podcast rolling. What we ask is if this podcast means anything to you, anything at all is worth anything, go to revivemotoring.com/B4B. There you'll find a sustainable donation link where you can choose an amount to hook us up with every episode, every month, whatever you like. I mean, we will take anything, absolutely anything. $2 might not be a big deal to you. It's a big bucks. It's a big bucks for the boys.
It is.
Big, big.
And that's a sustainable situation. If you know, it's an economic hard time. It has been since we started the podcast a million years ago. You can also hit us with the one-time info@revivemotoring.com and the PayPals. We're working on setting up the Zelle, the direct bank transfer, as we talked about at the pre-show.
Feds dropped the rate. We're ready to
We
go.
dropped the rate. We're in.
Yeah.
Great
We're gonna
time.
get the-
Hey, it's a great time to, go on and light stream yourself a
It's
contribution.
going to be the B for B DBT.
Yeah, dude.
That's it.
Let's
That's
get it
it.
going. There you can pick any amount you want. You throw a message in there, and we are contractually obligated to read that message at this very moment on the podcast. You can tell how often it happens by how often we're not reading messages in this very moment of the podcast. Also, you can there's great ways to contribute because of the economic hard time without you spending any money at all. You can help us produce this little baby. Going on, hitting us some leads, pictures, videos, whatever you see online. Hit us up on the Instagrams, the emails, whatever you want. Hey, you got discounts at King Richard's Fair? Send it our way. Thank you, Jordan.
That's right.
Big help. Save $10.
Yeah.
Only cost me $148 to get the whole family in. And there's only 4 of
And you
us.
haven't even bought anything yet.
Dude, insane.
Through the King's dollar.
They wonder
it's
why I'm
not gonna go
sneaking
well.
Jersey Mike's in, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, hook us up on there. Help us produce this baby. That's a beautiful thing. Also, you can. What's my next part? You can watch this podcast. It's
Live.
one of the best ways. Actually, no. Other ways you can force people to listen to the podcast.
That's what Garrett did with me.
Yeah, very important. You're on a long drive.
He
with your-
trapped me in a car for 12 hours from OBX and was
Yeah.
like, listen to this podcast. It's brilliant. And I was like, Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, you lock someone in the car,
And now you're here.
you just drive them. You
I think
force
that's
them to listen.
that's one of the best.
You're allowed out for one Wawa.
You can first off tell people the podcast, which is pretty effective because
Yeah.
you're a car dude, you know car dudes. But if you force someone, especially from a foreign country, to listen to our podcast for 12 hours, I mean that's really doing the Lord's
It's criminal.
work. And you know it's nice and it's worth trying this on the flight home. Throw it on your laptop, full volume. Whole plane has to listen. No one's going to say anything.
They're not going to moan. We're
Yeah,
British. We
they're-
just tut.
They're just gonna deal with it, you know. So we love that as well. Also, a great way to view the podcast, and I think it's the best way that everybody should do it at least once
Consume.
to consume it, is to hit the old YouTube at about 7 p.m. Eastern time every Wednesday. Pop into the live chat, which we charge nothing for.
Yes.
It's free.
Free.
Pop in there and harass us. We got live chatters.
YouTube charges us for it.
Yeah, we're actively losing money running this live
that
chat.
donation we received, we'll get half.
Yeah, we get $2 of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get a big happy family in the live chat. It is a great way to get on. We have first timers in there all the time. You know, you meet friends. Shit, my friends in the live chat I hung out in Vegas with.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
It's true.
Yeah, it's
That-
a ton of fun.
I don't. Rad VW says I saw him in Chattanooga heading to Ludwig's.
There you go.
That's
There we
cool.
go.
Big
Spotted.
shouts.
Spotted on the live
I
chat.
could have posted that on.
So we
Vortex.
appreciate you there. And
Who's
also,
man's?
also, yeah, we have a live studio audience tonight, which you love to see. There they are.
Look at them.
Oh, man,
Pretty
we-
bunch.
Shook is in the chat and over there.
Yeah,
si-
so is
sitting
Carrot,
He's
dude.
double watching.
That's
That's because they can't leave like everybody
that's
else
true.
in the chat.
That's true. They're
And
actually locked
then
up.
when you do the chat, when you go to the donut meets, you'll meet a bunch of people from the chat. Matt Wood in the chat, $20 with a big shalom.
Big shouts, Matt. Wood.
Love to see that. Matt Wood on topic right now, hitting us with the shalom. Shook TD is here. He's on the
He
back.
is. He arrived. He's
We
here.
were
He's
missing
ready
him.
to go.
Missing him big time.
Yep.
But yeah, man, hit us up in the live chat. It is a ton of fun, and we appreciate everyone being in there. And that's the end of my blurb.
If you are an active Beat for B subscriber, you will receive some stuff from us in the mail from time to time, whether it be stickers, air fresheners, things we have laying around. I don't know. Maybe I picked up something in Texas. And
We got to
I'm
get
gonna
rid of
send
some
you
of
a
those
rock.
rich energies, dude.
No, those are in the.
We're blasting those out. Now it's an investment property.
That's
now.
right.
Are
That's
they not good?
We don't know.
I saw them.
It's Red Bull. Yeah,
It's Red Bull
basically
in a
Red
can
It's
from
red-
about
fake Red
7
Bull.
years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wait,
so
that
the
was Formula One Haas, wasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So the long-term plan is to put them
Exactly,
up
it's
on
that long
eBay.
ago.
Budget.
In about 10 years from now, we'll put them up on eBay for I don't know $5,000 a can.
we get that locked in.
Yeah,
Flavor's been locked in. It's beautiful.
It's collectible.
It's marinating.
Yeah.
Keeping it at temperature.
So if you're an active B4B sub, you'll get some stuff from us from time to time in the
But
mail.
it won't be a rich energy.
And it won't be rich energy. And you'll automatically be entered to win something from us each and every month. It's your opportunity. That's coming up in, I don't know, like 2 weeks, I think.
2 weeks.
Like I said, you're automatically entered to win that from us. We'll send it to you. We'll get in touch with you. All that good stuff. Active B4B subscribers only.
Only.
And each and every week, we have a way to judge each and every episode. With that said, we have Corey here. Corey's been doing the math. He's been doing the math while he's
Figuring it out.
been on the road. We have some new numbers. What are those numbers?
Your number today is 18 cents per listen.
18 cents. Strong
18 cents.
18.
Lucky
18
number
cents.
18.
That is a strong 18.
Today
strong.
is the 18th. 18 cents per listen.
Wow.
Whoa.
There we go.
That means
Look at
Wow.
that. What are the odds?
That's crazy.
What are the odds?
Let's get it up. Let's add, another 7 cents for next listen.
I know. Let's keep bumping it up.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
keep bumping her
Your
One-
25 cents could go a long ways.
on the way
It's
to the
true.
top. Oh my God. If we get 25 cents,
Every little helps.
what
It's
a
huge.
time.
It's
Every
huge.
little bit
What a
helps
country.
Feed his hungry bellies.
We might even be able to match the light coloring above us someday.
Doubt that.
Yeah.
It's going to be like $1.50.
So with that said, that is the B for B. Thank you very much to all those who subscribe. Thank you very much to everybody who purchased a shirt for the Bandit Run, put in some gas money, some sticker money, whatever else you have done to support us. We have some new hats coming out soon. We're going to put together a bunch of different stuff for the Bandit premiere as well. I'm working on that. So we got a bunch of stuff coming up, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, as we're trying to do other stuff, Rally included. That'll all hit the website and you'll see it and you'll be able to snag those.
Get some new hats coming up, huh?
We do. Yeah. This
Oh, yeah.
one, matter of fact, I took a photo of said hat today that I will be putting on the website pretty soon. We're going to call
Oh,
the
wow.
pole position hat.
Oh, the
Pole
pole
position.
position. Love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do a pole position drop.
Can be Diddy's favorite.
Love a good pole position, dude.
Yeah.
Shit, I keep the freak off. That's what it is, the
The
freak off.
baby.
My God, has
It's
anybody heard that
that's-
audio?
That's the freak off color scheme.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
We can do the checkers with actually kind of whatever thread we want.
Ooh.
I was trying to think of either red or blue. I do
Metallic
like this
gold.
yellow.
Hit me with that
We
metallic
could do metallic
gold, dude.
golds. That might be the winner.
That's a real deal, dude.
Real deal winner. So let's talk to Johnny.
Here he is.
Hello.
He's here from all the way across the pond. You were here to hang out with Garrett and a
Yep.
bunch of the crew to go to OBX. For those who aren't fully aware, what is OBX?
So it's basically, it was trying to be a reunion of the H2O glory days. So was it 4 years ago? Some people sort of got together, found a location, went down, scoped it out, thought it was a good idea, invited a select few people to go down. So the first year I wasn't actually there. Garrett, the rest of the guys from Connecticut, you had a lot of guys from Virginia as well, all go down. They set up a few meets throughout the week. And then in Outer Banks, there's a show called the Sumo Speed, Beach Bash. It's called the Beach Bash. And they kind of linked it with that, a little bit like how H2O had the show
Yeah.
and the week before, on a much bigger scale, though. Like, you can't really walk anywhere.
Oh,
That was
really?
the only thing that I missed about the H2O days.
Yeah.
I could walk around and do stuff like that. And it's kind of, it grew the first few years, and then this year was a much more chill, not a lot going on early week.
Yeah.
And it was only really the Friday, Saturday where it was really busy.
Okay.
There was parts last year and the year before where I kind of felt it was cool to go do some normal stuff, do some vacation stuff, then go see some cars, and just repeat each day.
Yeah.
So it was trying to bring
there,
that
right.
nostalgia back.
We were talking about it off mic earlier. It's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
And I personally don't think it can be repeated. Certainly not at the scale it was.
No.
You can get some of those feelings, and I've gotten some of those feelings going to like Roots Classic. Roots Classic is in Wildwood. Volkswagen specific, Mark 1, 2, 3. They allow Corrados and whatever else stuff there as well. It's the closest thing I've felt since an H2O since the last time I went was in 2012. So it's the closest thing since like that era. And I hope it kind of stays the way that it is, Roots Classic, because they're nailing it, and I think they're going to continue to nail it, which is awesome. But I don't think we'll ever get that H2O feeling for a few things. For one, the culture's changed pretty drastically. And two, I don't know that there's a better spot than Ocean City, Maryland to replicate that, because it has the Strip and everything is based off of that.
Yeah. Everything's so close, like I was saying.
Yeah.
It's
So-
just easy.
So geographically, to replicate that, you need basically, all right, what's another Ocean City? It's just tough to kind of get that exact same thing. And it's good, like, people are trying, because that is a very cool thing, and I'd love to replicate that as well, but it's there's a certain mix. Sometimes you just can't replicate it.
Yeah. I don't see how you can replicate it down there
Yeah,
to the degree of what Ocean City was.
right.
It's a nice place to go for a vacation and have a little bit of car stuff going on.
Yeah.
And you've got more things. There's a few more things you can do with cars. You can actually drive on the beach, which is definitely Garrett's favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Sammy this year with his new truck.
Yeah.
He bought that truck for the beach.
Specifically for the beach. And those TEs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get to do different things. But like our houses were a 15-minute walk to get from my place to Garrett.
Right.
Oh,
right,
When I'm
right.
leaving their place at 1 a.m.
Right. Right.
Bit of a
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
bit of a walk, but
Yeah.
I'm used to it in England.
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't be doing it in America.
It's a bit more risky these days, I think. Yeah.
Now, Outer Banks is a really nice area, though. Like you were saying about the South, everyone says hello, everyone's really polite to each other.
Yep.
I kind of this year treated the trip more as the vacation than the cars. I wasn't too bothered about doing too much car stuff.
Yeah.
So I was going to bed earlier, getting up before sun, walking to the beach, seeing the sunrise,
Perfect. Like
walking around for a bit,
I
go
was
to a
gonna say,
coffee
go
shop.
shoot some photos. Yeah,
And
yeah,
everyone that you will see at that time of the morning, everyone's like, "Oh, good morning, have a nice day."
yeah.
There was this old guy, like a 4.5-foot old guy, just going for power walks in the morning with a bandana on, and he'd be like, "Good morning, have a nice day." And I'm like, "Yeah, you too."
So it was worth the trip, and it's worth. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, just hanging out with friends and a vacation for
Yeah,
you,
definitely.
it's just worth it.
It's been nice this year to come back to Connecticut, because last year I was literally in OBX straight back to
Oh,
England.
right, right,
Whereas
right.
this year I've able to do a week in OBX, and now I've got a week to just chill.
Yep.
And just hang out with friends.
Go to
throughout
a
the week.
Renaissance
In
fair.
a rent
Go to
fair.
the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah.
So with that said, what is your day-to-day life and job like these days?
So, controversially, I got employed under Wheel Pros.
Yep.
So I got put into marketing. So I help out with all the European events planning, and then I do all the photography. Obviously, that name change happened with Hoonigan.
Yep.
And everyone went and it's been a bit bittersweet to work under that name, but it's been brilliant.
Yep.
To do what's been my hobby for like 13 years is now my full-time job. And then my job that I did for 7 years before getting this job was wine. I used to run a wine shop.
Yep.
That's now my hobby.
Okay.
So I kind of just did a switch.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
a cool.
It's fantastic to be able to go to shows and be paid.
Yeah, for sure. and you alluded to it before. You're in marketing, and you went on vacation, and you spent 3 weeks getting ready for Festival of
Yes,
Speed,
Festival
and
of
then
Speed,
the
yeah.
actual show itself. So, like, what are some of your day-to-day things? Obviously, shooting photos and stuff.
Yeah,
but
I mean, like, you're talking to all the shows that you go to throughout the year. You're planning, you're talking to, like, so for example, Festival of Speed, we use a container hiring company. So we approach them, we say we want to have some containers at the show. You then have a few back and forth meetings, and then you basically design a booth. And then you're talking with files in Festival of Speed in particular, you're talking with the event. You've got all the health and safety. You've got your structure, health and safety. You've got so many different things that a lot of people from the outside don't really realize.
right.
And it's just emails.
Yeah, constant. I was gonna say, because it's very much a trade show, right? And it's
Yeah,
very much
it is a trade show.
setting that up, and obviously it's Festival of Speed, so there's other circumstances and parameters and stuff. You're setting up show cars as well, cars for
You're
display
contacting
cars.
people, or you're going to people to get them on the booth. Sometimes you'll pinch a car. So like last year we had Auto Finesse's S15 on the booth.
Yep.
And we asked for permission to have our own livery on it. And then we put rotiforms on it for the show. And then after the event, went back to the Auto Finesse livery.
Yep.
So it was like organising, having the wrap done and everything like that.
Right. So yeah, a lot of work way before
Yeah.
it even happens.
I mean, Festival of Speed, you're also talking to them sort of like February time for July.
Wow.
right.
And like we're now looking at Essen, which comes up in December.
Yep.
And we've already started the conversations and already spoken to the venue and saying we're coming, kind of thing. So,
How many shows are you doing a year?
so I think we've done about 9 or 10 this year.
Wow. Okay.
Half and half between the UK and Europe.
Yep.
So I've been out to Sweden for Bill Sport Custom Motor Show, Scandinavia modified cars, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Their love for Volvos is just ridiculous. But they build everything to like a top level, and they just go for it.
Yeah.
It's mental out there, absolutely crazy. And then for that show, on the Saturday evening, there's a massive IKEA, a good like 5-minute drive from the venue. And you think of takeovers over here. Sweden have got even more on that. They're literally, you've got the Volvo limos.
Yep.
With 6 or 7 or 8 subs in them, or they're riding 9s up. Everyone drinking, people standing on roofs as the car's driving around. You've got people setting off fireworks, flares. There's glass absolutely everywhere, and you're just like, okay. And the police are just on the perimeter. They're not doing anything. They're like, we know where you are. And we want
Let's
to keep
them
you
there.
Yeah. If we push you all out, we don't know where you're going to go.
Yeah. This is gonna spread like fire.
I was saying this
Yeah.
can go citywide. Yeah.
Yeah, like we've done we've gone down to Italy, Germany. our Belgian warehouse. We go to a few Belgium shows throughout the year, and then a couple of the ones in the UK as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The fact that the Scandinavian shows at an IKEA is the takeovers at the IKEA is fucking unbelievable. It's needed at that.
If like we had said that, it'd be like, that's pretty rude. You just kind of like
Right, you're right.
assume.
Yeah,
You just
yeah,
assume
yeah.
they're gonna
I
go-
just
go
figure
to
all the
IKEA.
stores that are IKEA.
Yeah.
All flat pack furniture. It's
That's
unbelievable.
how they get all their food. Everything is, their food's flat
They've
packed.
taken our best IKEA.
Yeah.
Volvo's taking over an IKEA. I mean,
Volvo limos.
that's fucking unbelievable.
They're everywhere. But then they love the American car culture as well. So at the same night meet, there's just American cars everywhere driving around.
Interesting.
And then like the actual show itself, you've got, they call it Hall X, which is all the modified cars.
Yep.
And then you've got the sort of like corporate-y, the BMW, like you've got the massive KW stands, the Nürburgring stand. And then you sort of walk around to another area, which is more sort of just like general cars, like the normal like road cars. And then you go into the American hall. And it's just like a hall that's the size of a normal car show, just full of American stuff.
Interesting.
And you're like, there's a lot of American racing and US mags in this building.
So I was gonna say, so is it a lot of like muscle car stuff,
Muscle
or just
cars,
domestic
like,
American car
you've
stuff?
You've got the old sort of like Model A's. There's a whole area
Wow.
of like the 30s and 40s coupes.
No
You'll
kidding.
have all the trucks,
That's
low
cool.
riders. There was even a Beetle in there one day, completely pinstriped, wire wheels, as if it was trying to be a low rider.
Right. It's very unsure.
Yeah.
Just wanted to try to fit in.
Would have never expected that.
No, not at all. So what has been some of your favorite shows to attend this year?
I always enjoy Festival of Speed.
Yep.
I mean, for a modified car show, we have Players Classic at Goodwood.
Yep.
It seems to be Goodwood is now the home of good car events. You've got Revival, Members Meeting,
Yep.
Festival of Speed, but then you've got the Players Show. They have the Goodwood Players Classic, they call it.
Yep.
It's a 2-day show. You've got Saturday, they open the track up, and they have a certain amount of people go out and track. You've got the car show in the paddock in the middle. You've got more car show on the outside. And then Sunday, they don't have track action because I don't believe you're allowed to on the motor circuit on a Sunday, apart from they get like a few days where they're allowed to have track action for their main events.
Yep.
And then they line up the whole track from sort of like the chicane to the first corner, and then all the paddock is just a good sort of 1,400 cars.
Wow.
And it's like it does bring in
A healthy
the
amount
pinnacle
of
of stuff. You've got stuff from Minis and old Fords all the way through to your Stancy Boy Volkswagens.
Yep.
You've got the massive Japanese kind of renaissance coming through at the moment. Everyone is wanting something Japanese. You've got the old stuff like an MX-41 all the way through to S15s, R34s, R35s. Yeah.
What is the in thing in UK car culture right now?
Definitely old Japanese stuff.
Okay.
That's what you see. People
Talking like
sort of
90s or
creaming.
even older.
Even older.
Okay.
Yeah, like even 2000s though. Like there's so many stanced S15s,
Yep.
JZX100s, Chasers, all the cars that have become popular and really expensive.
Right.
Yeah, very expensive.
Yeah. It's interesting to see because there's so many things that we would want that are over there, and I
think everyone wants what they can't have.
Right. That's basically
Like
Yeah.
I remember the early days of when I was in Volkswagens, late 2000s. Everyone wanted a US bumper in the UK,
Yeah.
and everyone in the US wanted the European
Euro
bumpers.
bumpers. Yeah.
I wish
was
I
like-
remember
It was
who
like
it
just
was.
find someone
Yeah.
and do a switch.
Right.
Speaking of Vortex again, there was some I never met them in person and never knew them as anything other than their like Vortex name, but that's what we would do. We would just ship parts back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As like an exchange system. So no money ever exchanged hands. It was just a blind trust between me and a person on the internet
Yeah.
shipping parts across country to across the ocean to each other. And it'd be like, you want what I have, I want what you have. All right, let's just swap them over.
Yeah.
Someone ends up with no bumper.
Yeah. No, it always went well.
Yeah. Or at least I gotta wait for my bumper to come in.
Yeah.
Because
I had to
otherwise,
ship
it was
mine out.
looking on the classifieds, and you're seeing like a bumper like 3 times the price.
I was just gonna say, you'd get the import tax of it already
Yeah.
being here, and then go from there. I mean, it was that way with like OEM HIDs for Mark IVs and stuff like that. Just everything was absurd price, but they were, everywhere out there.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a 6M Polo, sort of shape up from yours, and I've got the Japanese boot lid.
Yeah.
And I managed to get that off a very nice guy who gave it to me for what he pretty much paid for it. Whereas most people was 3-4 times that price.
Yeah.
Just because it was from Japan and it had the square number plate. But it's ridiculous.
Like you said,
Yeah.
everybody wants what they don't have
Yeah.
or can't get or whatever it might be. You've gone to Japan a handful of times. You're a very well-traveled person.
I do, yes.
Yeah.
I kind of don't ever want to add up what I've spent in flights.
Yeah.
I know it could have now built me a very, very nice car, but I like my Yaris.
Yeah.
And I think it stems from just meeting so many people over the years. I don't want to stop seeing people.
For sure.
So I just carry on traveling. And like definitely with traveling, the more you travel, the more you meet people. So like I went to Japan last year. I went in 2019. And when I was there last night in Shibuya at the crossing, you can walk up towards the, like, they call it Streamer Corner. It's right outside Tower Records. And it's where most of the people in the sort of like the Tokyo area will meet up until the police kick you out. Was taking some pictures of these guys with the Z10 Sora. And there was a few like really old Mark II chasers and stuff like that. GX71 wagon turned up as well, a black one. I'm just taking photos. I take sort of a good half an hour just looking at their cars. I walk up, I just show my Instagram, and I'm like, Instagram deska? Like, what's your Instagram? Exchange Instagrams. A year later, they were all like, oh, if you come back, like say you're gonna meet, like say you're coming and we'll come and meet you. So I messaged this one guy and I said to him, oh, I'm coming back to Japan. I'm going to be in Tokyo for these couple of nights. Do you want to meet up in Shibuya again? He's like, yeah, brilliant, exclamation mark. He's like, can I bring friend? Like proper broken English.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
bring as many friends as you'd like.
Bring
like,
all the friends.
He's like, okay. And I'm like, sweet, this is cool. And then I'm down in Fukuoka. I've then come up to Hiroshima. I've gone to Osaka. Then I've gone to Shizuoka, gone to Minami. And then I get into Tokyo and I message him and I'm like, oh, are we still good for tonight? And he goes, yeah, change of plans. Have you ever been to Daikoku? And I'm like, no, I've never been. I've never had a hire car in London because the whole trying to park a car in Tokyo is going to be horrible. He's like, okay, meet me at this train station in Yokohama. I'll pick you up with friends. And I look on the maps and I'm like, it's an hour train ride away. So there I am. I set the destination. If you want to get around Japan, Google Maps. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of Google Maps is when you put on that you're going to use the underground, it will tell you what entrance or exit to use, what train carriage to get on for the quickest exit or the quickest entry.
Oh, that's cool.
So it'll be like, get off at, get on like carriage 6, then go up the stairs to your left and exit through exit 4. And you'll be out in a minute. Otherwise, like some of the train stations are so big, they could be a city.
Right.
And you end up, you're like, oh yeah, I'm at Shibuya Station. They're like, oh, what exit you at? And they're like, oh, I'm at 2. Oh, I'm at 30.
Oh,
and you realise it's a good 15-minute walk. But anyway, yeah, so I go down. He replies back to me and he goes, my car's not working. I'll pick you up in a Crown. And I'm just stood there at this like pickup point for like 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden, these 3 Japanese old Kaido cars just turn up. Like the old sort of more Kyushu style. And I just get in this dude's car and he's like, oh, he's like, on Google Translate, he just puts in, we're going to drive 5 minutes. So we drive up 5 minutes, park on the side of the road, 7-Eleven. Everyone goes in, grabs a snack. We come back out. I then turn around to him and I go, oh, I've got some presents for you. Give him a T-shirt, give him some stickers. And he's like, oh, thank you very much. He's like, oh, 5 minutes, just drives off. Comes back. And he's got 3 like magazines from like the early 2000s of all the Bozuzoku, the Grand Chan, the Kyushu stuff.
Oh, that's
and I'm
super
like,
cool.
oh my God, this is amazing. And then we drive the 45 minutes to Daikoku. We're walking around on a Thursday evening and he's literally like, oh, I'm so sorry that it's really quiet. I was like, this is fine. I'm with random Japanese people.
right. Yeah, and you get to see.
I've just randomly got in someone's car.
Right.
And then when we got to Daikoku, there was even more friends they know. And all these people are like, oh, yeah, really nice to meet you. And I'm like, what?
That's a very cool experience. Yeah. And that was that your, how many times have you gone to Japan?
This year was my third trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, just now
What's the flight like there?
Now it's 14.5 hours.
Oh, it's not terrible.
It used to be 12, but you can't fly over Russia.
Oh, okay.
So instead of going up and over the top, you normally go over the Arctic and then come down. You just miss the North Korea border, then fly into Tokyo. Now we have to leave London and go south, then fly over all of the war zones.
Tight.
And then you're over like Kazakhstan and Mongolia.
Yeah.
And then you sort of go over South Korea into Tokyo. So it adds an extra 2.5 hours.
Right. Stuff I
But
didn't even think about. Yeah.
I have this weird feeling that I never, when I get on a plane, I just feel like I'm getting on like a train. It doesn't feel like I'm going to be sat down for like 6-7 hours.
Yeah.
Like coming to Boston is a breeze.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it doesn't really hit me until the morning of that I'm going into a different country.
Yeah.
Whereas most people are panicking.
Right. Yeah, I think you're well versed in it.
Yeah.
You know, you're just kind of used to it.
I mean, I was trying to, I think I'm up to 12 or 13 US trips
Oh, wow.
since 2016. So in 8 years.
That's a
Try
lot.
and come
Plus
at least-
everywhere else.
Try and come here at least once a year. Normally 2.
Do you have a favorite part of the U.S. yet?
So Connecticut was definitely my favorite until I got to Seattle.
Okay.
And then,
Wow.
I mean, downtown Seattle, dump.
Yeah.
But the surrounding part of the like Pacific Northwest.
I was going to
is
say you
beautiful.
got to see, right.
Yeah.
You got to see. Yeah.
Yeah, the evergreen trees. Just
Yep.
it's a beautiful part of America.
Do you have a favorite country yet?
Japan.
Okay. Is it just because of the?
I mean, I got into Japan through Pokemon and Dragon Ball.
Okay.
So I went down that route first.
Yep.
And then it wasn't until I was
That's
like...
not what I expected.
When I was sort of like 16, 17, that's when I was getting into cars as a like, oh, I get to drive next year. What car do I want? Somehow came across a picture of a Polo that was completely like Euro smoothed, front bumper, shaved off, side markings and everything. I was like, yeah, I want that.
Mm.
And then that's how I then fell into the Japanese car culture.
Yep.
So,
Polo's a wild way in.
yeah, it was a small Golf.
Yeah. I'm just thinking to like Japanese car culture from like a Polo.
Well, I mean, I fell into the Volkswagens before knowing
Yeah.
a lot of the Japanese stuff. Obviously, like you knew of like Tokyo Drift,
Yeah.
and you knew that stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't sort of like a mainstream thing I knew.
Yeah.
It was once you sort of got on the internet and you see the pictures on Tumblr and the pictures on Facebook, that you're like, this is cool.
It
Yeah.
raises a good question, and it made me think. I think I was watching one of Chris Harris's videos, and it was regarding a singer, and then in particular, I don't know the gentleman's name, but that billionaire who built his own private racetrack in Japan recently.
Oh, yeah.
And basically, Chris Harris prefaced it as saying like he feels as if Japan is the mecca of car culture, and
They do everything.
because it's literally everything,
Yeah,
and there's nothing they don't do.
Yeah, I was really sad that when the day I flew out, I didn't have enough time to get to the Moon Eyes event in Odaiba because I've seen Nori Arrow's live streams and his videos of that event.
Yeah.
And I had a few friends who were going, one of them being our friend Tanner, who helped us import our Every from Japan. He was like, oh, are you going to be there? I kind of want to try and get there as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, I fly out at 11. I can get there for half an hour. It's
And
risking
just kind
trains and everything, even though
Yeah.
public transport in Japan is spot on.
yeah.
Yeah, and that was the thing because they don't just do the cars; they dress.
I was gonna say it's
same as
everything.
well.
They,
They do everything to
they
the level.
take each aspect of car culture and emphasize it
Yeah.
like drastically.
Like their Volkswagen scene
Yeah,
is absolutely fantastic.
which is cool because I never see too much of it. I always see like obviously the JDM stuff and a bunch of highway related stuff and the Bosozoku stuff and that sort of stuff. And then you see the Porsche side. I've not really dove into their VW side.
Yeah, so we've got one of our photographers in Japan for Rollhard, Sora. He lives in Shizuoka, and he's got a Mark II Golf on Air. And then he's got a few buddies who have got like E36s and sort of like Jeddah sedans. But then there's a show called Water Days, and that is like a VW centric kind of show. I think it was in one of the PVWs end of last year.
Okay.
They did like a little cover, like a piece on it.
Yeah.
And you just look at it, and it looks like the old Mark IIs, Mark IIIs, Mark IVs. Like even I've done Weckfest, and that's mostly Japanese cars.
Yep.
Yep.
But there was a small corner. There was cars dotted in it that were Volkswagens, and you've got like a Mark IV Golf on Kinesis wheels.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a throwback.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Worthesea.
I miss it.
It's gone now.
Yeah.
How was it? I mean, that as an American VW enthusiast, that was always obviously one of those shows of like, whoa, that'd be crazy to go to that someday. Never get to go, but you have.
Yeah, so I've done 3 Wortheseas.
Okay.
So the first year we did was 2014 as a group. So we had 5 people, we had 5 cars. All of us missed the ferry to get across the channel. Everyone was late, which was the best part. We had a blowout 15 miles from home.
Oh, God, yeah.
One of our other friends just woke up late and just was like, oh, I'll deal with it. Dan had the Volvo at the time, and they were building that car on the lead up to the event. And the night before they finished the car. So, of course, your test run is drive it to Austria.
Yep.
So him and Andy have worked through till like 4 o'clock in the morning. They've got to leave at 4:30. They drive the Volvo, petrol station, fill it up, fuel everywhere. And it's like, oh no. They go back to the workshop and then they're literally working on the car. They realise that basically the top of the fuel tank is leaking. So it's like, we can't go full tank. So they eventually get onto the ferry. We always break the trip up. So it was never a one and done. We'd always stop somewhere, normally Germany. So we stopped off in Stuttgart.
What's the total trip hours?
So I have done it door to door once, and it was 18 hours.
Okay.
So it's a push for
It's
a one.
decent,
It's a push for a 1 dayer.
Yeah.
So we stopped off in Stuttgart, and we didn't get there till like midnight. Like some of the stragglers got in at 2-3 o'clock.
Oh.
And then it was like quickly pop by one of the museums. You got Porsche, Mercedes, and BMW all in that area. And then you start driving further south. And it's cool going through Germany because you've got the Autobahn.
Yeah.
And then there's just this point where you're driving, this nice flat scenery, and out of nowhere the Alps just come in. You just go over a brow Alps, and you're like, oh, we're getting close. And then you drive through the Alps. Every year we went, we'd always get into Worthesea quite late in the evening. So it was kind of straight to the hotel, check in, get everything done. And then the morning of, there was a massive area called Fakasee. And that was like where there was a massive car park, massive food parlour. You could load a tray up with food. They just weighed it and charged you. Everyone always ordered way too much food. You got the Gosser beers, which is just lemon beer. And then, as you were driving into Fakasee, just everyone is lining the streets, sat down.
Yeah.
They'll park up on the side of the road, having food, deck chair, like foldable chair out. And just everywhere you go, there was people.
Yeah.
And there was never a moment where you didn't see another modified car. And like there was one point where we just pulled into a lay-by and we're just talking to some Germans. They're like, oh, you've come all the way from England. That's really cool. Like, that's a long way. We've come from Germany and it's like 6 hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the level of cars, like it was definitely a scene that we didn't see in the UK. The sort of like high horsepower builds, the wide front arches, the big wheels, the massive brakes.
Yeah.
That was what all of the sort of like mainland Europe people, especially Germany, were doing. And it was interesting that they did it in Austria, considering how much the Austrian police don't like modified cars. Like you have to be something like 8 inches off the floor to be legal. And every car's static driving around on the floor.
Right.
And the same thing.
They only take out for like one time a year just for this?
No.
Like
They would just randomly pull people over. Like a few of the UK people would get pulled over. Engine swaps are illegal. And there was a point where like my friend got pulled over and they're like, that's not a petrol engine. And he's like, huh? But no, like the atmosphere of it was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's so hard to describe sometimes, just from the fact of how much went on. And you would try and plan things, and the thing you planned wouldn't happen because you'd get sidetracked by other things going on.
Right. Just so much.
You'd just
stuff.
be driving along and there'd be an empty car park. Well, there'd be a car park and it would just be full of cars and you'll pull in.
Yeah.
And everyone would start doing that, and then you move on to the next location.
You lose an
then you move
hour
on to the
to
next location.
Yeah.
Like we did one excursion to Slovenia, which was quite cool. By luck, we were supposed to go to Italy, took the wrong turn because in the mountains you had no signal. Just ended up in Slovenia. Then went back to Worthesea.
Why did it end?
I think it got too rowdy.
Okay.
So we were there in 2015. So 2014, there was an abandoned gas station that had closed down, and we were trying to drive from one main city to the other main city during the evening. And we're driving down this road, and there's not really much going on. It's pitch black, just lined with trees, the odd house. And we come around this corner, and we just see a road covered with people. And we're like, oh, what's going on here? And the road is just lined with people parked up on the side of the road, and there's just a crowd on the road. We slow down, we drive through this crowd of people, and we're like, we should get out and check what's going on here. Park up like half a mile down the road, walk back, and you've just got people doing burnouts in the street as if it's like a Group B rally.
Yeah.
Like everyone's in front of the car comes through the crowd, and everyone would open and then just reclose back behind the car. And then you'd have that one car that could do the most obnoxious bangs.
Yeah.
Where it hurt your ears and your fingers in your ears, and you can feel it in your stomach. And we were like, Jesus Christ, what's going on here? And then there was a team or a group of people called Donkey Tech, and they would build sort of like near to 1,000 brake horsepower Mark II, Mark I, Mark III Golfs.
Jesus.
4-wheel drive. You'd hear them wheel spinning through the gears as they go through the crowd and carried on going. And then the following year, the police caught on to all this going on. So they lined all the road with bollards, and they sat police on that strip of road.
Yeah.
So you could only drive through it. There was no stopping. If you stopped, they'd ask you what you're doing.
Yeah.
Even if it was to like maybe get something out of the boot, or you want to check your phone or something. So what they actually did was they moved everyone into one of the main cities.
Right, because the party doesn't stop.
So in Veldon, you had a bar, you had a casino,
Oh my
and then you had a crowd of people in the middle. And we were out until about 2:00. The police didn't even try and close it down. They just stayed on the edge. The morning we came out of the hotel, it was just black marks everywhere.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay. And then the following year is when they then got really strict on people driving. They would lower the speed limit to 25 kilometers an hour. They would do you for 25 euros every single time, 50 euros. They were pulling over people for being too low, being too loud.
Yeah.
And it just got to the point where the police was too much of a hassle.
Yep.
It was also when they put the speed bumps in front of the Eni garage. Yeah. And then even all the locals were like, you've ruined the road now because everyone has to crawl over it. The traffic stands still everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think, unfortunately, the police, a little bit like H2O.
I was going to say, it sounds very similar.
And I think a lot of the social media, the way that people would do stuff to get the social media credit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is where the downfall was.
Ultimately seems like that's right. Because the hype and, like I said, the party doesn't stop. It continues to grow and grow and grow until almost rightfully so, they have to do something.
Yeah. I mean, when we went in 2014, I mean, there was some people who have been going Wörthersee from the UK from like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Probably even earlier, like late 90s.
Wow.
So there was a few select people, but you didn't really know they went because there wasn't social media. You didn't really know it was going on. It was more of a word of mouth. If you knew people from like Belgium or Germany, they were like, "Oh, come to Austria." And then we were out there. We were doing daily content. I was taking photos during the day. We were uploading them onto Facebook. They were just getting shared around.
Yeah.
And then as more people saw the content and saw other people's content, the next year more people from the UK went, then more people went. And I think then that was just every country. Yeah. Every country was drawing more and more people to this very small lake.
I mean, that's exactly what happened with H2O. It was there. It started. The show was there. It started on good terms, and then eventually the social media input and results in way more people showing up.
You get one person do one thing, and then the next person wants to one-up them.
Yep.
And it just steamrolls.
And it's just, and it sucks to, again, two of the bigger, one in the U.S. and that one right there, just gone.
Yeah. It'll be interesting how Roots Classic works, because I had a few friends from the UK come over for that.
Yep.
And they said, like, the build-up to the show did have that H2O feel.
Yep.
And then this year, because Volkswagen actually used to actually have a show at Wörthersee.
Yes.
They had the GTI Treffen.
Yeah.
And then people started going to that show with modified cars, and I think that's how that built itself.
Yeah.
And obviously they've now moved it to Wolfsburg. So they're now doing like a corporate kind of show in Wolfsburg. And I wonder if that's going to draw people to Wolfsburg to do a couple of days beforehand.
Right, and eventually,
maybe. But the problem with H2O, the problem with Wörthersee was it wasn't just the cars, it was the location.
Yep.
like Lake Worthersea was lovely.
Right.
You could go out on the ferry and cross the river, cross the lake. You could go out on boats, like you could hire boats and stuff like that. You had restaurants on the sea, on the lake, sorry. There was a massive tower with a massive view deck and then a slide all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah.
And then that parking spot would always be a meet as well. So you'd be able to go and do touristy stuff.
And it's
while you're also
intertwined.
doing car stuff.
Yeah.
So
I think a positive, very positive thing that Roots has going for it, there's no strip at Wildwood. There's a couple of main roads, but everything's like a big block basically. So, and you kind of go to wherever you're going to go. So there isn't really a spot for everybody to congregate in. And I do think that it's a very natural thing that the people who go to Roots are all, dare I say, veteran Volkswagen enthusiasts. Especially if it's 1, 2, 3, it's kind of eliminates a lot of the riffraff, which is good. And hopefully that it stays that way for those guys for a while, because it's definitely grown in America. It's become, that's part of the problem, right? It grows and everybody sees it, and you see more and more people want to go.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of how it all shakes out. But I know those guys in charge will do everything they can to keep it what it is. And that's a great thing.
Yeah, because I mean, like the OBX group is still a closed group.
Yeah.
So not everyone can find the information
Yep.
to go. And I don't know if that's helped it or made it worse. Because if people who are in the group aren't going, no one else can replace them, and no one's going to really know much is going on.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to
It's
see.
kind of a double-edged sword.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what next year does for it.
Because you want it to,
You want it to grow.
to have that feeling,
You
right?
don't want it to grow to the point where it explodes and then the town are like, go away.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I see happening sooner than later is a lot of these towns, they're not going to give a shit. It's just, nope. You even though they may not see the potential, positive revenue that it could bring for a town, especially if it's on an off weekend that they're already
especially
closed.
like off-season OBX.
Right,
Like the place is
just-
dead.
Yeah.
You can walk into any restaurant
Yeah.
and there's seats and
If-
everything's just easy to do.
If enough of the businesses were like, hey, this is really good for us, we get a whole nother week worth of, season. Don't ruin this. Then, but it's all, again, very particular circumstances.
Touchy subject.
Yeah. Yeah.
To keep it under control.
Roll Hard.
Yes.
How long have you been doing that?
So we started in 2010.
Okay.
So we were going from, pretty much from when we all got cars.
Yep.
I met Dan in 2011, just at a car show, and back then it was just a group of friends, and we went to shows together. We would park up together, go around the car show. I'd take a few photos, and then leave. I had nowhere to put these photos. They went on my Flickr.
Yep.
Another flashback.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we sort of had this conversation. We were like coming up with a few names for the group, and then someone came up with Roll Hard, and a few people were like, "I like that, so let's create a logo." So someone created a logo, had it printed as a big sticker, and we then just literally went to shows together. And then we had people asking us, "Oh, where can I get that sticker from?" And we're like, "Oh, it's just us. It's just our group of friends." That sort of then steamrolled to people making that sticker themselves, and we were like, "Ah." And this was just as Instagram was coming out. So I think we started our Instagram in like 2012 at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And then we were like, well, if people are going to make this sticker themselves, why don't we sell it? And then people are like, oh, do you do T-shirts? They'd see us wearing the T-shirts. And we're like, well, we might as well sell the T-shirt as well then. And then it was like, oh, create an online store. And then we were like, oh, why don't we go to a show as our group, have a pop-up tent, have a table, sell the stickers, sell the T-shirts, and it's just every year is just steamrolled into just growing a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. We never thought we'd be selling stickers, wouldn't thought we'd be selling T-shirts. Then it was hoodies, then it was hats. And then it was like, well, there's quite a few car shows that have disappeared over the years. Why don't we attempt a car show? So we were like, right, we'll spend some time looking for a location. So we now have our own show. We had it in one venue for 2 years, and the first year went swimmingly. It was a really, really nice, chilled, atmospheric kind of show. It was set in like old medieval barn area. So we had to kind of win them over to let modified cars come on medieval areas.
Yeah.
And then the next year, we kind of tripled it in size, where we shut down the village in traffic. And we were like, oh, we've outgrown this venue already. So we then had to pause, find a new venue, and we've now found Bicester Heritage over in Oxfordshire, old RAF base. You've got all the old buildings where they used to build all the planes and they used to do all of that kind of manufacturing. That's now got loads of different companies that live in all those buildings. And then we have that area as a car show, and then we have like a hangar filled with cars as well. But yeah, so I mean, that's the show side of things. We've also got the blog.
Yep.
So we started then doing blog reports on events that we would go to. We sort of created a website and then had the Shopify on the website. Started doing car features of people's cars from around Europe, and just I tried to use it as a platform to show what happened in Europe and in the UK to people who can't access that. So for us in Wörthersee, that first year in 2014, we were able to send back content to the UK.
Yep.
And people got to see all of this European coverage in a bigger scale than what it was before, where you didn't really see that much, to be honest.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's definitely gone a lot further than we thought we'd be doing it. We didn't believe that. So next year, we're going to be hitting our 15th anniversary. And we're like, how are we still doing this?
Right. And it just keeps rolling along.
Yeah, it just keeps on rolling along.
Yeah.
And I like to carry on doing it because I like to be able to do all this content and meet all these people and sort of like try and give back to the community a little bit, because it's given so much to us.
Yeah.
In the support we get from after the show, with how much people love it, and like the amount of people that you see talking on the internet about how good the show is, they like.
Makes it worth it.
It makes it worth it.
What, you mentioned wine before.
Yes.
You do that as a hobby now.
Yeah, so I used to work in a grocery store.
Yep.
And then I got put onto beers, wines and spirits. Had no interest in the subject apart from really cheap beer. My manager had run a wine store for a couple of years. Had run a restaurant. He had the like sommelier diploma in wine, and he was kind of just working to get towards retirement. And it got to the point where I was getting quite bored with just putting bottles on the shelf. So I would just start reading the labels, trying to learn about the different areas. So he started teaching me, and then I ended up getting this job with a company called Majestic Wine, and then became store manager of one of those stores for 7 years, and just sold wine. Travelled around Europe to wineries. I've been to Laurent Perrier in France. I've been to Tassinger. I've been to Inama in Italy. And yeah, I fell into a career without even trying to.
Do you like wine?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was just saying, I'd assume you have to, right? Is there a favorite?
So I love the whole Italian, the Italian side of wine's fantastic. Their food and wine culture, the way that everything pairs everything, like it just works really well. And I also, because of my fascination with coming to this country for some weird reason, I heavily invested in learning about America. So learning about all of your California up to Oregon into Washington State, because I noticed back in England, it's not a massive topic of conversation.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I learn a lot about this, I can then help people. I can sort of get customers. I wanted to like get customers excited about that area of the world. Yeah. Because everyone looks at America and just goes, oh, American wine, how can that be good? And I'm like, there's some really good wineries out here. There's a lot of French producers that ran away from all your appellation laws in France and went to the United States because there was no laws. Yeah. They could do whatever they want with whatever they want, plant what they want, blend things however they like. Whereas France, it's like you can only use this much amount of water. And if it doesn't rain, you're allowed this little bit more. And you're only allowed to use these certain pesticides. But these ones, you're not allowed to use any pesticides. And it's just, they're trying to keep it traditional. And America's just literally like, just do it.
Makes sense, yeah. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Because does it go down to, like, I know a lot of crops, the yields and the product ultimately go down to, you start with the soil and it makes a difference.
Yeah. So like I've been in Burgundy. So that's like one of the areas of France where you get the most expensive wines. Like a case of 12 can be 70,000, 80,000 euros.
Whoa.
And you're stood in Burgundy with the wine guide, and you're looking at a vineyard, and they're like, so these grapes, the bottles go for like 100 euros. You turn around and the elevation's like, say what, 5 foot, And they go, yeah, the ones on here are 1,000. And it's all just a difference in the soil, that slight bit of elevation.
Wow.
Different, like the percentage of the terrain as well. Because the more you've got, the more the water can drain.
Yeah.
And the grapes are able to basically just create a much nicer wine instead of how it is down further below.
Right.
That makes sense.
It's it's a crazy concept to think of how far things go.
Yeah.
What was it? There's always the funny story of people faking wine labels.
There's a really good documentary called Sour Grapes.
Yes.
And it's about that guy who was apparently
Yeah. It was like, oh, this is like
this is
Ben
DRC.
Franklin's wine. Yeah.
This is DRC, or this is a port from like 1800.
Yep.
And then he got caught out because one producer was like, we didn't produce a vintage in that year.
Yep.
And like, it was like, oh, okay, well now all of his stuff must be fake. So that guy must have an incredible palate if he was able to taste a wine
and try to mimic it.
and then be able to mimic it
That's
and then reseal the bottle as if it was brand new. Like, he knows his stuff.
Yeah. Do you have a particular, do you feel as if you have a good palate?
It's definitely got weaker from moving away from the wine shop.
Okay.
I went from drinking wine pretty much every single day.
Okay.
So our wine store had a tasting counter.
Yep.
And because it was an easy way of adding an extra bottle to someone's trolley. It was an easy way of selling wine because they get to try it. And the second they've got something in their hand or they're tasting it, they buy it.
Yeah.
So you always would pop on after lunch, have a tiny amount. Normally you're supposed to spit, but you just drink it anyway. And because you're always drinking it, your palate does kind of adapt and it does get better.
Yeah.
Like one of my colleagues, he was going for the diploma in wine, and one of my favorite stories from him is he walked into a florist, and the woman was like, "How can I help you today?" And he's like, "I need to smell your flowers because on the tasting note, I can't just put floral. I have to write down what flower I'm smelling." So she was like, he explained that to her, and she was like, "Yeah, go around." And then he was like, "I will buy a bouquet of flowers for my fiance." And I used to do it with fruit. I'd eat fruit blindfolded, because when you see a banana, you know it's a banana.
Right.
But the second someone gives you a banana blindfolded, you have no idea sometimes.
Yeah.
Like when you go at different melons.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know, it just tastes like melon.
I was just saying, if honeydew or cantaloupe, I don't know if I'd be able to tell the difference.
So yeah, I've definitely, from not drinking wine every day, I've definitely slacked on it.
Yeah.
I've definitely slacked on keeping on current events for the wine.
Oh, you said now it's like
It's now it's
the
the hobby
Yeah,
because my hobby turned into my job.
right.
Quite a good trade, to be honest.
What do you expect or what's coming up for the rest of the year?
So the rest of the year we've got one more show for Roll Hard. So we go back to Bicester. They do 3 shows every year called the Bicester Scramble. So we go along there. We take it's a very old person show, to put it politely. It's a lot of the old boys. They like their old stuff. It has to be original.
Yeah.
We turn up with modified cars.
They don't like it.
We turn up with one of the guys, Eden's got a 49 Plymouth on air ride.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We turn up with the Every. We turn up with Dan's Mark 1 Golf. It's got a B16 in the front of it.
Yeah.
And we'll sort of invite other people who have got modified cars to try and, I think, bring some of the younger audience to that show, but also to show the older people, we can do modified cars nicely.
Yeah.
We're not just all sitting in McDonald's car park, revving our engines, listening to like drum and bass and garage and grime.
That's a damn shame. I hoped it was just. Does that happen?
Oh, every single Tesco's,
go.
every single McDonald's, there will be the boy racers.
Yeah.
Right. Just exactly how you picture. Yeah.
Yeah. And then for Wheel Pros, we've got one show left in Germany.
Yeah.
Which is Essen Motor Show. So it's like probably the kind of like Germany's version of SEMA, but it's open to the public.
Okay.
And it's 10 days.
Holy.
So I'm living out of a hotel for 12, 13 nights.
Oof. Wow.
So it's a long time.
Yeah, that's a hell of a long
And there's only
time.
so much food you can have at the restaurant before you finally walk into the hotel restaurant and you're like, "Can I have a Caesar salad, please?" No
Can
more
I
steaks.
just give me something
I
green?
need green.
Yeah.
That's been us from OBX. It's just been fried food. It's been fish.
You showed up here eating
Chicken.
Yeah, and fried chicken. Yeah.
But you guys talk about it. We have to eat the local delicacy.
That's a good place. Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could have taken to get shawarma. Shawarma's good. Oh, Indian, I'm sure you've got great Indian food. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's one of our that's one of our local cuisines.
Yeah, so we
fish and chips,
we had
Indian,
Indian food before.
Chinese.
Yeah, we had chicken tikka masala for dinner.
I remember being on TikTok and like all the Americans realized that we call it like Indian and Chinese, and all of you were like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
you can't say that."
Wait, what do we call it?
Fuck, you asked me where I want to go eat. I was like, it was good Indian.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
so good.
I don't know what else I'm supposed to call it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. If we wanted Parmesan, we'd be like, let's get Italian.
Yeah.
Italian.
We know the guy. The guy's so nice. He asked us where Daddy is today.
He did. He
That is
certainly
right
did.
here, buddy.
So
He came out to say hello, everything.
yeah.
Johnny, it's been an absolute pleasure talking.
Thank you
to
much.
It truly is. I'm excited you got to come over here and hang with us, and
It's been
and
great
you
to
took the
come
time to
out.
come hang out with us. So I truly appreciate that. Actually, I think we have a couple questions. Let's hit those real
Let's
quick.
do the questions.
Let's get those. Let me pull this thing up.
How long
on
until you
here.
get the polo back on the road?
Well, it's been 5 or 6 years since I last had it on the road, and I haven't looked at it since November last year. So we'll find out.
It's a race. It's a
It's
race.
going good. It's going good. Yeah.
Let's see. John Ludwig. Have you ever driven across England so a friend from the U.S. can impulse buy a Lotta?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
That was John.
Yeah.
that was a good day actually. I drove 4 hours to go to our friend Si's house just to see John because I knew he was in the country. I wasn't doing Worthersea that year.
Yeah.
We're in the living room. I think we've got like an old 80s film playing. John's on his phone. I'm on my phone. We're not really watching the film. We start talking about like cars that you've always wanted to own. And John was like, I'd love a Lada. And I'm like, oh, go on classiccars.co.uk. There might be one on there. Like, have a look. And he goes on there. There's a yellow one. He's like, I should ring the guy, shouldn't I? And we're like, are you sure? You're on holiday. Half an hour later, he's like, I'm ringing the guy. Comes back in the lounge and he's like, unfortunately, the yellow one's gone. And we're like, oh, that's a shame. Well, at least you tried.
Yeah.
Oh, they've got a red one.
Don't worry.
And he's like, the guy said he's in Kettering. How far away is that? I'm like, oh, it's like 2 hours. He's like, would you mind driving me there? I was like, yeah, sure, go for it. Off we went and he bought the car.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
It's awesome.
Jordan MX_5. He just writes,
Jordan.
update. Mother finally comprehends me going to final bout.
Congratulations, buddy.
Good for you, pal.
Your mom finally knows you're
Been
going
a
to final
while.
bout.
Yeah. Patrick Newborough.
Patrick,
Ask him if he's tried turning it off and on again.
It's a good IT crowd quote.
I love that show. I love that show.
I will watch that on repeat all the time.
IACCY, IAC 1432. Why is Sammy such a dream boat?
Sammy.
I assume
points?
Sammy's seen
So I'm
points.
guessing Sam's
Yeah.
seen points.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's a beautiful human being.
True.
Top guy.
Mike Varney, what's the difference between pants and trousers?
Trousers are these things, and pants is your underwear.
Oh,
You heard it here first, boys.
Wait, so,
right.
Simple
There's a bit to unpack with that one.
so if I want to answer the door in my pants,
You'll put your trousers on. Oh wait, no, your pants. You're in your underwear.
I'm in my underwear.
Yeah.
But that's underpants.
We just call it pants.
And all things are trousers, jeans, dress.
Although you call jeans,
Okay.
but like just like you
So you got
on.
one thing right.
No.
you're the one that ruined our language.
What about
Yeah.
dungarees?
That's Australia.
Wow. Pants.
Pants. All right.
Maybe I'm wearing pants.
Yeah.
We're going to London in like a month. I'm just going to bring pants.
Yeah, I didn't say it. It's going to be the best trip ever.
Just us in pants in London.
Just the best. The hotel's going to love us.
yeah.
Farrant says, ask him about sake and ranch dressing.
Sake. Oh, sake.
Sake?
Oh, Japanese sake.
Sake.
Yeah, so in my wine career, I also did a sake career. A sake.
Okay.
I did not career.
Jesus.
I did some exams on it,
Yep.
and then immediately after I finished all that, left the industry.
Perfect.
But it was another reason. When I was in Japan, it was good to go to shops
Right.
and be able to actually look at the label and go, I know what that is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
actually read it.
He asks about ranch. Were you a ranch connoisseur as well? Is that-
I always come back from America with ranch
okay.
every single time.
Not
was the
available there?
No. It's just
No
not a thing.
shit, huh?
Wow.
Oh god.
That sounds like a missing
Yeah.
I have to
opportunity.
cancel those tickets, dude. No ranch.
I didn't even ranch.
Oh shit.
gonna have to bring myself
we
a
should
bottle.
bring a bunch of ranch and sell it when we get there.
Oh my god!
You can buy it on Amazon for like £10 a bottle.
buy it in the
when
market
it's
for like
like
$1.29.
money to
Well,
be made,
that's
dude.
why I fill up a suitcase.
Yeah.
Yeah, leaving money on the table. You gotta get out there.
That's so funny.
I bring it over.
Ranch, Wawa tea.
Yeah.
Opens your suitcase and then just ranch.
Don't worry about it.
I brought home 12 blocks of butter.
What?
French
That's
butter, dude.
crazy. How did you wait? How does it not like melt?
I had a system.
Okay, I was going to say
the
there
whole
is a
quite
system.
cold.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
'Cause
Like,
Okay.
I'll always bring back like the flavors of Monster that I don't get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll always take home the Monster Beast, the alcoholic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's not in Europe.
Yeah, they
yet.
don't allow anything like
And
that.
when you get home and you touch the can, it is quite cold.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I had refrigerators on the hotels, and
Yeah.
I wrapped everything in. Dude, I took home a 3-year-old block Parmesan cheese as well.
Obviously.
As one does.
Yeah.
But the butter, and then I saved some plastic bags that I had. I wrapped that. Then I went and bought a cooler,
Yeah.
and I put it in the cooler, sealed up the cooler, put that in the fridge, and then the morning we left, put it in the suitcase, and I was like, all right, well, it's only gonna be like maybe 3 hours between now and it getting in the bottom of the plane. And
Right.
then, like you said, it's super cold.
Right.
And then I'm going to get back in Boston. It's like 60 degrees and there anyway. And then it's only an hour drive. I get it in my fridge that night. It was great.
You'll be fine.
Boom.
Yeah, you'll be good.
Grab some bread on the way home. Boom.
boom.
You get French butter.
Yeah.
So good.
I got French butter. I got French butter from everywhere. I didn't buy just one place. I bought it from
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta spread the love a
I
little
had to
bit.
try everything.
Support the economy.
We can work this out. I can ship you monsters. You can ship me.
Butter.
I can't
Butter.
ship you anything. Yeah, butter. Butter.
I'll just send you a cooler filled with butter.
WRX STI Shy.
Oh, boy.
What was your first professional photo ever taken and what was it of?
Oh, that's a good question.
Professional. Technically, the Roll Hard 2017 show was professional because that all my photos from that got put in PVW
Yep.
for their feature
Yep.
of the show. But from an actual like from the new job and the professional stuff, I did a magazine advert for the new T7 multivan.
Yep.
So that was owned by Transporter HQ in the UK. We sent them some Rotoform DTMs, put it on there, took some photos. That went as the advert for Rotoform
Yep.
in PVW.
Which is that's a solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rotiform's ads always been strong.
They're always good.
Always
hit
The
hard.
taglines
Yeah.
are fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Never miss.
You
We get a
some-
live
you-
studio audience question.
Question from the live audience. How did you end
Ooh.
up randomly filming for
Noriara.
Noriara.
Alexi from Japan. So the first year I went to Japan, it was to go to Ebisu.
Yep.
Even though I don't drift, I enjoyed the drifting culture. I enjoyed watching it. And knowing that that was like the mecca of drifting, I was like, I'm going to plan a trip. I'm going to go. I'll do like a couple of days up Fukushima, go to there, and then come back to Tokyo, then just do normal tourism stuff. I had known Noriaro through his live streams, and we talked back and forth quite a bit about
Yep.
doing sort of like Roll Hard Noriaro coverage. And then he was going out for one last ride, and I was like, oh, can I come in the passenger seat again? And he was kind of like, oh, unfortunately, like I want to do some filming. So I've got the GoPro going on in the car, so you can't have anyone in the car with me. I was like, okay then. I was like, is no one filming you on track? And he just turns around and goes, no. And I was like, oh, give me the camera. I'll film it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, you're stood on a Armco barrier.
Yep.
And then you can touch the cars as they go by. And there I was.
That
Panning
section
away.
of North Course when they go by and basically right against the wall down
So,
the
yeah,
hill.
North Course at the top, they're on the wall.
Yeah.
But he always would drift Higashi.
Okay.
It's normally used as a grip track, and it's normally used for bikes.
Yeah.
So drifting they only ever open it really up for drifting throughout the Matsuri weekends.
Yep.
So a lot of the OG people, you've got like Suinaga, the D1 drifter. You've got a few of Alexi's friends. They all drift Higashi because you can't do it any other time.
Yep.
But they're like initiating probably 130 kilometers an hour, 140, and you kind of use the pit lane like entrance
To get.
then you cut across so you can mangy it into the first corner. And like I'll show you a video after this where the guy hits the barrier in front of me
Oh my God, dude.
and just skirts along the barrier, pulls into the pits. All of his friends come back into the pits, and he's just there laughing.
Yeah.
I've smashed my car up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that trip and the trip last year the last time I went to Higashi, I always go Higashi
Yep.
because it's just it's more of a chilled area.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you offer to film someone, they'll most likely say yes.
Right. Realistically, especially if they're trying to get it done. Thanks everybody in the chat.
Before we go, one
Yep.
question we always forget to ask him. What was your first car?
A 1998 6M Polo, which I still have.
Well, so you
I still have
it.
the same Polo.
Wow, here we are.
I am so attached to this bit of metal
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like if I hadn't have got this car, probably wouldn't have got into the Volkswagens, wouldn't have then travelled,
Yeah.
wouldn't have met so many people, wouldn't have somehow got on Tumblr, wouldn't have met Garrett, wouldn't have met Sammy, wouldn't have met Alex, who now lives in Seattle.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have met their extended family, their extended friends groups, and then just travelled pretty much around the world.
Yeah.
Like, I've met people through Nori Arrow and through Japan who live in Australia now. And I'm like, how the hell do I get to Australia?
Another long
I
flight.
need more vacation time.
Yeah. Figure out a way.
So yeah, I've still got that. And then I'm on my second car, which is a Yaris Trusty Steed.
Dead reliable.
2013.
Gets it done.
Does 50 miles to the gallon, 30-pound tyres. Goes to Toyota for a service every year, and they just charge me £200 and give it back.
Yeah. Can't beat that. Can't beat that
And
at all.
that pays for the flights.
Yeah. Thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so
Thanks
much.
everybody in the chat and everybody listening, all that good stuff. We will be back next week. As always, you can go to our website, revivemotoring.com. Sign up for the B4B, like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube channel. You know, all that good stuff. So that's it from us.
One more thing.
Yes.
The B for B,
Mm-hmm.
the next one you do, we'll send a roll hard package.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, sick.
If you ask the person what size T-shirt they are,
Yeah.
we'll send over a little
We'll get it
goodie
sorted.
bag.
Okay. Sick.
Yes.
That's awesome.
You
Thank
heard
you
it
very
first.
much.
You heard it
My
here first.
B2B gift
That's
for all of you.
Perfect.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, no.
Definitely forgot to do this at the beginning.
Oh,
That's all
God.
right.
Oh, we have a, yes.
What do we got here?
Oh, my God.
We got
So we have biscuits.
biscuit selection.
Monster Munch.
Monster Munch. What is it? Pickled onion? Oh, man.
Oh, sick.
It's unbelievable.
Look at some pickled onion. What are these? Pickled onion.
God tier crisp. read the back of it, by the way, on the right-hand side. Read it all out.
On the right-hand side?
Yeah, we're underneath the logo of Monster Munch.
Miniature monsters with big crispy heads or crunchy claws plucked straight from pickled onion beasts. Bite off each crispy toe, or is it an arm? Nibble the sides or stick your tongue through the hole and let it melt in all its onionly vinegary glory. UK only.
UK only, baby.
You guys get down out there.
They certainly do. Oh, sick. Thanks, dude.
Wow.
Thanks, man. That's
This
sick.
is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Damn.
You've got some hobnobs. They are the military biscuit.
Yep.
You can just dunk them and dunk them and dunk them, and they will not break off.
Okay.
And then Fox's, just fantastic selection of biscuits.
Let's pop some hobnobs. Though.
We're going to pop the hobnobs and
What's
see
your middle
what,
name?
see what
That
happens.
has been my number one thing to do. Just hob and knob.
Hobnobs.
Wow.
Dude, thank you
These are
very much.
tasty.
That's awesome.
The Monster Munch. I might buy a bunch of these and bring them back.
Along with your cheese and your
Yeah,
butter.
we take our ranch dressing suitcase and fill them off.
Yeah.
You send me ranch, I'll send you Monster Munch.
Get a good swap going.
Dude,
Get
you
a,
got a deal.
get a good system going.
You ever seen BJ's before?
Do they
Like-
sell BJs? Like Staples sell Staples.
It might. It's just like a wholesale club.
It depends what
Nevada.
state you're
Like how
in.
you got a gallon-sized vat of ranch.
Ranch, yeah.
Jesus
the biggest
Christ.
ranch, yeah.
We'll get it out there to you.
A bit
Put it on your
much.
carry on.
Yeah.
You can put it on anything you want once you got it.
Just slap the sticker and say, that goes in a hold like that.
Yeah.
No bag.
Oh, thank you very much once again. Thanks again, everybody. We'll be back next week. That's all we got. Peace out.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. Say hi to Mother for me.